shit they want. Let's go.
Well, basically, where I had to hold the conversation earlier. Um, when it comes down to it, like I said previously, Shakur put his tweet out saying that the Turk didn't want to pay him what he wanted. He's going back on his word, but the only caveat was we just want you to fight in Saudi. So it's a location thing because this is not something I'm pulling out my ass. This is uh, the what Eddie Hearn put out there. He was like, "No, the Turk just wants you to fight here." So you calling them, you had to send his towel boys to come let me know, type of tweet where they're just letting you know, look, if you want to fight in America, the Turk is not willing to pay you the same money that you would get if you fought in Saudi. If you're about the bag, the location of where the fight is completely irrelevant, long as you got the fight that you want and the money you want. So shooting yourself in the foot and painting yourself in a corner over all of this, it's all your fault. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm not hearing Zapata or fucking Oscar talking about, no, we don't really want to fight over there. If you got paid that kind of money to fight Josh Padley over there, then what's the problem with fighting Zapata over there?
Zapata doesn't want to fight over there in Saudi Arabia.
Did he make
That's
that
the reason why.
statement?
That's the reason why the fight's not happening over there. But Shakur is out of turn for doing that dumb shit. Which what I'm saying. If he wants to put it out there like that, even if everybody trying to make it look like what I'm saying, Shakur shitting on him, and the Sheik even said himself. He said, "Look, this is all I want you, just like what you just said. That's all he wants him to do. He's not even tripping off that shit. He said, I just want you to fight over here. I'll give you the money that you're asking for. But over there, I'm not gonna pay you that much. It's just is what it is. But people try to make it look like the Sheik just turned his back on him and shit ain't fucking with him no more. That shit don't make no sense, man.
Yeah, that's nah that part I didn't fuck with or whatever. But the Sheik did drop a tweet on his comment. You feel what I'm saying? But I don't know if that was towards Shakur or he was just dropping a subliminal by something with X kind of tongue or whatever. I don't remember it for whatever. I was remembering while I was talking, but I was also trying to focus on my point. But at the end of the day, she did drop some little slick shit of what he said and things like that. But it's just not a whatever. And to be honest, I haven't seen or heard anything of Zapata saying he didn't want to fight over there. And I would be like, Zapata, why wouldn't you want to fight over there? You're going to get the biggest payday you're going to get. You feel what I'm saying? If you fight over there. So you two guys need to just understand that, listen, fighting in Saudi is where you're going to get the money you want. Fighting in America, you're going to be dealing with Oscar, and you don't want that bullshit to overlap over pays, and that shit gets caught up in a purse bid because it is a mandated fight. So y'all niggas need to come together and be like, yeah, we'll fight you over there to avoid the purse bid and all the stupid shit over here.
Mm, yeah, man. I don't know, man. I just want this fight to get out the way. I want to pay the fucking. I want to pay to fight your court, man. Like fuck, man. Make the fight happen, man. That's all I care about.
A lot of people want it because then people could be like, you know, Zapata finally stopped ducking or whatever, and a whole bunch of other shit. You feel what I'm saying? And I think the same way Boots is getting this big push off of fighting um, uh, Stanionis. I think the push Shakur would get off of fighting Zapata and beating Zapata would give him the push that he's been looking for. Because right now Zapata's making a name for himself, like he's legit, and Zapata's already got under his belt beating a defensive specialist in Tevin Farmer. You can arguably say twice, but definitely once. So Zepeda's a real contender for Shakur. I ain't got no problem with that. I will not beef and be like, that's some bullshit. Why is he trying to fight Zepeda and Tank out there? I'm like, nah, Zepeda's legit. Zepeda's legit. He just beat a defensive specialist. You feel what I'm saying? Arguably twice, definitely once.
Does he get the fight though?
No.
Who? Zepeda?
Shakur, because right about now, Shakur's the one who
I
wants to
thought
move the fight.
the fight is mandated, isn't it? He was mandated to
Yeah,
fight.
it's going. They have to. They have to make a decision if what's going to go down, and then if they don't within like a certain amount of time, it goes to first bid.
Yeah, I think it was mandated, and they gave him like 21 or 31 days or some shit like that. And if they can't get it done,
Yeah, it
you know,
goes to first bid,
yeah. And
and
that's
that's why
why they should
Shakur
take the
said,
fight in Saudi so it doesn't go to purse bid. Because once it goes to purse bid, you got to think who's going to pay for that.
well, Shakur made the comment and said, and a lot of people are taking out of context. They're trying to say that he's still trying to duck and shit like that. But Shakur made he said basically, he said, it's really not about the money. I just want the fight. So he said he's willing to take lesser money, and if it goes to first bid, he'll be taking lesser money. So
That's then that's that's kind of that. Uh, just to give a little context to it, that's kind of like he got to be careful because it may be the type of thing that fucks him up if he's truly going to say he's not worried about the money, because that comment right there can fuck with him and come back and haunt him. And the mere fact that what if what if somebody only bids 1.5 or $2 million on the fight?
hey, that's
Now
what it
you in
is.
that
Shit,
Devin,
don't cry,
then
don't
you in
cry
that
about
Devin
it.
Haney situation. You in that
Yeah, but
Devin
don't
Haney,
cry about it. That you shouldn't have let it. You should have did whatever you could to make the fight happen in a certain way to avoid that. So you can't cry about it. You got to accept it. That's what I look at it.
all right.
So he better be speaking on that real shit. If he get a million, fuck that. Let's fight, goddamn. At least I got the fight out the way. Now he can move on and demand more money. So his stock go up higher. So
But
take a
does he
chance.
after getting paid what he want in Saudi to fight Padley, then having the fight go to purse bid, and let's say the purse bid, I'm just using it as a hypothetical. Um, you feel what I'm saying? It comes out to be less than 2.5. How do you really negotiate a $5 or $6 million payday unless the dance partner is someone like a Tank? Because after Zepeda, who do you fight to build that cachet back up? You feel what I'm saying? The only other fight that could possibly get you close to that number would be possibly a fight with Keyshawn, Loma, or Tank. Those are going to be your three options.
Yeah.
So, you know, trying to renegotiate it and come back in on the Tank, tanking them may say, you know what, 1.5, bro. Your last joint was what? 1 million. You fucking
So
up and let that shit go to purse bid.
so has Shakur Stevenson painted himself into a corner?
To a certain degree, yeah.
Mm.
Um. I don't know. And look, I'm gonna say it like this. You can say yes. I mean, some people can say yes. Some people can say no. What I'm gonna say is this. This is what I'm gonna say. I feel like if he gets the fight and he gets what he wants and he's really being honest about taking lesser money and he's not gonna affect him, make him feel a certain kind of way about it, then no, he hasn't put himself in a corner because he's getting what he wants, no matter what.
Which is the fight. So when it comes down to then it, then when you look at it, then he cannot complain and use any money logic if Tank sends him what Tank usually sends people, a 1.5, no more than $2 million guarantee. You feel what I'm saying? Unless you come in with the ability to really, really sell a fight. So that's where he's gonna have to say, all right, what's more important, fighting Tank or the money? How do I bounce back off of this? If I beat Tank, then I'm gonna get whatever money I want, period. And now I could possibly get that Loma fight when Loma come back, and then shoot up to 140, and I'm gonna have mad leverage. You feel what I'm saying? I'll probably be the only true well, I might be one of the three maybe true multi-division champions, or you feel what I'm saying? And I know I'm gonna be the A side to damn near everybody.
Man, I'm at this motherfucking event. You know how I do it, y'all.
So,
Too bad he's not gonna do that. Huh?
yeah.
Man, you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you want to see Shakur lose so bad.
I want to see him lose. The nigga put himself in his. I was like, I've been really quiet. I ain't said nothing about Shakur in a long time. And I'm like, just watching this nigga paint himself into a corner. You want to be the villain so bad, nigga. You need to know how to be a villain. You out here looking now. Look, you the champion at the WBC, and hey, you know what? Hey, Andy Cruz is ranked number 1. Won't you fight Andy Cruz? Abdullah Mace is number 4.
If Abdullah Mason, and here's the thing, if Abdullah Mason ever gets an Andy Cruz fight, Andy Cruz, if that somehow generates whatever, and the niggas go at it, the thing is this: it makes Keyshawn look bad if Abdullah gets in there with Cruz and beats Cruz. You feel what I'm saying? Because Keyshawn needs to take care of that ASAP. You feel what
he's ranked lower than Abdullah Mason in the WBO.
Yeah, but understand what I'm saying.
I'm saying he's ranked number 1 for Shakur Stevenson in the WBC.
Yeah, I hear all of that, but the thing is, Andy Cruz never beat Shakur Stevenson 4 times.
That's true.
Andy Cruz beat Keyshawn 4 times. This is gonna be something that, as long as Andy Cruz is boxing and y'all at the same weight class, this is something that whenever Andy Cruz boxes, that's what they're going to put out there. The more you do better, Keyshawn, at 135, the more they're going to remind the people when Andy Cruz fight that, yeah, this is the guy that beat you 4 times in a row, denied you the gold medal match.
So who should Shakur fight then? Because if you're saying all that about Andy Cruz,
In all honesty,
if he don't get the Zepeda fight, then he got to
I think he's gonna. It makes, now that it's mandated, it makes it hard for me to believe that they're not gonna get this thing across the line. You feel what I'm saying? So, for me, it's where you guys want to fight at. If it's all about the fight, then hey, stay in America. But if it's about the bag and the fight, take your asses to Saudi Arabia. Don't let this shit go to purse bid.
Who's gonna pay for the fight?
The Turk. Turk told him I paid for the fight, but I'm not paying for it in America. According to Eddie Hearn.
So you got 3 promoters paying for this one fight.
What do you mean?
William Zepeda is promoted by Oscar De La Hoya.
Yes.
Shakur Stevenson is promoted by Matchroom.
Yes.
And the Turk gonna pay for it, so that's 3 promoters. And you don't want to have it over there.
That's why I'm like, bro, that shit makes, why did you do that? That's like pulling the pin on the grenade, throwing the grenade, and then running over the grenade and laying on it. Like that made no sense. So if
If you
he's
was a
able to bounce,
businessman, let me ask you this: if you was a businessman, the way this man just broadcast shit, would you want to do business with him at a high level?
I would just tell him like this: everybody's allowed one fuck up with me. I can't have that shit again. Moving forward, you gotta understand our stance.
You
This
said
is
one fuck up. You said one fuck up.
I mean, bruh.
You said one.
See, I
You
know
said
where
one.
you gonna go with it. I know where
Oh, you said one. If it was one, that's different.
see, see, you fucking with me now, Pop, because I know where you going with it. But I'm just trying to keep it to this situation and saying to me, in terms of disrespect and fucking up.
Bro, you said one.
In terms of disrespect and fucking up, this is the one. Because you're talking about my people and you said something that is derogatory, and for us it's racist because this is what these racist Europeans used to call us while we were growing up.
So Shakur's a bad person.
No, he's not a bad person. He's just a person that's uneducated to the ways of of foreign countries and how foreign people do things. You just can't be getting mad at them and tweeting shit and shit like that. Now, if they decide to put him on punishment for a minute, then hey, I can listen, dude. You did that.
So how stupid is he then? I just want to know.
Like I said, it's taking a grenade.
Hey, I don't really know if y'all know. Hey, listen, I'm gonna be truthfully honest with you. Listen, that man. Listen, bro. It's you know what. You know what. I'm gonna be real with you. It ain't no more goddamn welcome to the damn smoke session. Fuck all that.
Bro, that's the stupidest thing in the fucking world to do. You could have ended your career like that, man.
And your big brother is the
It's probably
ambassador
sitting
for
there like,
Towerhead.
the core. I'd be yelling at my little brother like, nigga, the fuck wrong with you?
Just
You make me want to fuck you up doing some shit like that. I put you on to this nigga. And you gonna call his people a tower boy? The fuck wrong with you, man? That's how I'd be screaming on him if he was my little brother like that. Like the minute I saw that tweet, I'd have tweeted back. I would have tweeted like, nigga, you seriously got like 3 minutes to delete this shit. The fuck wrong with you?
Too late, cause he think he know it all. It's too late to apologize.
And sometimes, when you got a little brother, sometimes when you the big bro to a little brother, you gotta lump your little brother up because it's like, you feel what I'm saying? I can't have you doing stupid shit like this, nigga.
It's too late.
Like that
he already did it.
Yeah.
He did it.
Yeah, so I listen, you already did it. So if the church decide to put you on punishment and say, you know what, you're not having that fight in Saudi Arabia neither, because it might have been the main card, and we, blah blah blah, did you good, and put all the effort of what we do with the Riyadh season and the Japanese race tour and shit like that. Nah, we're not gonna put that cinematology into your promos and shit like that. Go fight that fight with De La Hoya and them. See how Oscar treats you.
See how Oscar treats your black ass. Because you think you're Puerto Rican. What you thinking? It's too late to apologize to Bob. It's too late.
Yeah. That 5-fight deal is like
5-fight deal looking real fucking good right now.
Yo, that shit is maturing like fucking dry age 45 Wagyu, A-class Wagyu beef with truffles and matsutake mushrooms and shit like that, bro. Like
Splash Brothers Bill, Steph and Klay Thompson on your ass. So, you know what I'm saying?
For real. Pop
All
could
right.
take it to the hole and I just be on the outside dropping
Yeah, just hitting
threes.
the three. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, cool. All right. So here we go, right? Tank Davis, right? Everybody went to talk this shit. Tank took a knee, grease in his eye, braids, all that, right? All right, cool. I don't prove none of that shit. But I spoke to a couple of people who know boxing and know shit like that. I said Tank he been in camp with Coach Mustafa, and a whole lot of shit changed. So when it comes to Tank and Lamont Roach, when they fighting?
May next month.
Next month in January or May or January, right?
Yeah, some shit like that.
So they got a date?
I thought I saw a date,
Mr.
but I
Mayor,
don't
Joe,
remember.
January and pass. Drunk ass.
I'm just saying they got a date, right?
No, you said Mayor January though, fam. Come
I
on
said
now.
my fault, May or June, my fault, May or June. My fault. Nigga, stop being a Pisces, motherfucker. So it's either May or June, but they got a date. Keyshawn and De Los Santos, they damn they got a date too, right?
Yeah, they do have a date.
They got a date.
Yeah.
I get Lomachenko get special treatment because he's Lomachenko. And Shakur think he deserves special treatment because of his resume, but Shakur don't got a date or a fighter, do he?
Nah, they still got to negotiate that as a pay to fight.
And if you can't fight Zepeda, who do you fight? Who do you fight, Shakur, if you can't fight Zepeda? You fight Darius, Andy Cruz, Ricardo Nunez, Sam Nokis, Abdullah Mason, Frank Martin, Jadir Herrera, Joe Cordina, Jose Valenzuela, Tevin
It's gonna
Farmer.
be JD Herrera. JD Herrera is the only fighter that actually makes sense.
He gonna fight. He gonna fight Maxie Hughes.
Oh, you think so?
AC,
I think it's gonna be JD Herrera, bro. That's who I think it is.
I'm joking around and shit. But it's like, I don't know. He gonna get that get back with Joe Cordina. It's too late to apologize. It's too late.
I mean, if he just looking to stay busy and look good and shit like that.
Shit.
The only fight, I mean, leave Joe Cordina alone. Go after JD Herrera because
Salute to this boxing to you, man. Make sure you. Hey, listen, we talking our shit, man. It's double linked up here. Make sure we gonna run it. Who run it? We double linked up here, so we gonna talk our shit. So what y'all talking about?
Yeah. So like I said, bro, JD.
It's free smoke. No hold. I mean, ain't no hold back. Hey, no holds barred, baby. I mean,
who do you think he goes at after out of all of the fighters you just mentioned?
Who, Shakur?
Yeah.
Bro, okay, all right. A lot of people don't like my take on it, right? But here's the thing. Can we state facts real quick?
Sure.
Just ask. Okay, I want to make sure. Shakur has bad hands, right?
Yes.
Ask the question. Shakur got bad hands. Shakur needs a fight that way he can take some time off and let his hands heal, get what he need to do, the treatment, maybe a little bit of surgery, everything there, right?
Yeah.
What fight is going to generate that for him?
Tevin Farmer.
No.
Only one that's going to generate that shit for him is the guy who's already tangled up in the fight.
Tank Davis, right?
Yes, sir.
So, hey, come on, Goose, we Pisces, man. You're like, so he needs that fight more than anybody. So he wants that fight. Is he ready for that fight? Will he survive that fight? I don't know. But to prolong his career, because we obviously know that he don't do nothing else other than outside of training and boxing. is tweet and post on Instagram.
Y'all keep sleeping on the wild card. We all are.
He's got a his wife is a rapper.
But
And
listen,
she's not really that successful.
we're sleeping on the wild card because
Who's the
Shakur.
wild card? Tell me who the wild card is.
And we just said it though because we don't know what he's going to do. But a Shakur Lomachenko will bring numbers also though, fam. For real. A Tech and Lomachenko. Lomachenko is the freaking wild card because we don't know what the hell he's going to do.
Who you think he gonna fight for the biggest payday? Because we know that's what it is with him right now. He ain't gotta act like it's integrity and all that shit. Biggest payday gonna come between him and Tank.
Yo, I think I'm gonna say this, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest payday might come from Bob, because if Bob could have a Loma run out, and out of the Devin Haney and the Shakur Stevensons, you feel what I'm saying? The so-called two best boxers, you feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Loma's one down on Dev, but if I'm gonna say, all right, pay a lot of money to get this guy involved so my fighter looks better. Loma ain't got hand problems. Loma
Nope.
just got I start off slow problems.
He gonna fight Tank.
So what if Bob says, you know what? I think the bigger fight for at least for my team and helping out Lomachenko, the guy I've been loyal to, is for me to outbid any sort of of um of what any sort of money that Tank would offer. You feel what I'm saying? You're gonna offer Tank's money is gonna be offered possibly on a back end type deal. You feel what I'm saying? To
Not
where
for
Bob
Loma.
is
Not for Loma. Not for Loma.
not for Loma. You think
Not for Loma.
they both gonna negotiate on like a 20,
Gonna pay like I don't know if it's gonna be 20, but Loma gonna definitely see the most money he ever seen before in his life.
No, I'm saying for the whole fight, like a $20 million, $25 million fight.
If Loma and Tank fought, Loma could definitely see $20 million off that fight when it's all said and done.
If he fights Tank off the back end money.
If he fights Tank and get back end money. If he fights Keyshawn,
so if
it's
we
gonna
take
be
his
all
loss
on Bob's turn.
So let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
So in viewership wise,
mm-hmm.
Tank and Loma would do how many views you think?
Between 5 and 750.
500,000, 750,000.
Like everybody know who the fuck them two is, and they are respected. They are battle tested. They have the resume. Yeah, they do.
But then, okay. So then, guess
It's a
what?
knockout artist versus knockout artist. What they're gonna say? It's a knockout artist versus the sweet science. And
I think it's gonna be a race. I believe I'm rocking with Gooch on the wild card situation, but I think it would be a race between who can generate the biggest guarantee and pay. You feel what I'm saying?
Amazon.
AC, guess what you just did though? AC, you just do the Joker in the game. I said Loma was the wild card. Now here goes the Joker. The Joker is Bob because he can keep Keyshawn and Loma, and that's in-house money all day.
It is in-house money. But if you're gonna focus on trying to get that damn Tank fight and get the biggest money for what's best for business, who you gonna put over there first, Keyshawn or Loma?
The winner.
I'm not even about to fight y'all.
The winner.
Not even about to put Keyshawn versus damn Lomachenko.
Why wouldn't you?
Because I can get the big bag with Lomachenko versus Tank. And I still think Lomachenko could probably, in Bob's mind, still think Lomachenko got a real good chance of winning that fight.
What you're saying, you get the big bag, but then you got to split that big bag. With Keyshawn, that's your bag, period.
Yeah, but the bag that you're going to get for putting Lomachenko out there is going to be well bigger than the goddamn bag that you have in in-house money. Just truly honest with you.
No. Not playing with Al. And not playing with Al and Bob got problems, been having problems, and you no,
But
bro.
they ain't got too many more problems because they teamed up together to go at the Sheik.
But this, okay, so now what? This is what I'm saying. So Bob, this is what you do. You put an in-house fight in with Keyshawn and Shakur. The winner of that get tanked because now your money is
That's not
Shakur.
an in-house fight, bro, because remember, Shakur ain't with Top Rank. He with Metro.
I'm sorry. Keyshawn, and Lomachenko was what I meant. I do apologize, sir.
He gonna have to figure something out quick because the lease with Top Rank is leaving. So if he gonna go over to Sky Sports or Sky Sports and Amazon, you're gonna be looking at making some compromises. It ain't just gonna be how you used to because you ain't gonna be on ESPN no more.
All I know is Bob has a better Bob will have has better leverage with Lomachenko and Keyshawn than he would with Tank and Lomo.
It ain't about what Bob want anymore, bro, because you don't have your own platform no more.
Well, Bob and them gonna get there. Gonna get to my platform, fam. Don't think he won't.
Yeah,
Bob switch to the shit.
and he's gonna spread his fighters out between Sky Sports and Amazon. So if you're gonna do that with Amazon, you're gonna be doing business with Al Heyman, whether you like it or not.
But right now you still with ESPN, so your last fight with ESPN would be Lomachenko and goddamn Keyshawn Davis on a pay per view at the end of the year because their contracts up at the end of the year, sir.
Good luck with that one. It'd be cool if they do that, but I doubt it.
I mean, who is Bob gonna put Lomo against to keep money in the in-house? This would be the last perfect in-house fight. Then go off, and then let's see. We gotta see if Bob gonna make it by the end of the year. I'm sorry, but shit, Bob 96 years old. Bob got well picky foot out the grave, bro. He got well picky toe out the grave right now. So
Lomachenko can fight Moritala.
It's not gonna bring money.
It's Lomachenko. The name gonna definitely do it.
Keyshawn and Lomachenko will bring money, fam. They can really market the hell out that fight right there. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm just saying, now you think about it. Let's go Tank and Lomo. You got to split the marketing. You got to split so much money to where you got two champions in your house. You can just go, bam, let's let them fight. Fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna do Terrence Crawford Pacquiao again.
Why not?
Lomachenko, nah, he ain't Pacquiao, man. So Bob ain't going. Bob is like shit. Bump that. You know what I'm saying? We gonna let him get. But shit, they giving him. He got a nice vacation right now. Y'all can say order a fight and whatever, but Lomachenko has a nice vacation right now. When last time y'all seen Lomachenko? When last time we seen him put some gloves on?
Last year.
Against who?
George Cambosis.
So you saying that Bob would be willing to sacrifice Loma to Keyshawn to help build Keyshawn up? Because that'll be the future.
Wouldn't you? If I fucked up with the Terrence Crawford, wouldn't you? Knowing that this might be the next pound for pound champion. Once everybody else clear out, you still got Keyshawn and his brother still standing.
And Keyshawn comes with two other fighters.
They're already part of Top Rank though, fam.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that the fact of, when you look at it, if you compare the money I put into Loma versus the money I could put into Keyshawn, you feel what I'm saying? I get a better bang for my buck fucking with Keyshawn because it's two other fighters along with Keyshawn that I can build cards with.
That part, and not only that though. Let's check this one out.
So
Check this one out though. Keyshawn Loma, bam. Okay, bam. Now that money is mine. I got money to secure the tank. The winner of the Loma and Keyshawn, I got the money to secure that against Tank with top run. I mean with PBC now, because PBC right now from shit from what we listening to Stephen A. Smith out here calling out Floyd on his bankruptcy. Shit, motherfuckers calling out Al on where they money at. Y'all telling me the last couple fights PBC didn't put on made some money? Are y'all really serious? That or is this what we're saying? Because that Tank Lamar Roach, that was a PBC production and it looked shitty. They couldn't even afford the whole fight camp to come up through the pressers. Where did you see Calvin Ford? AT? Smoke? When did y'all see Calvin Ford in the tank with Tank and Lamar Roach?
You said where did I see him?
When did you see during the pressers? I'm talking about how broke Al supposedly is right now.
Yeah.
Okay, the fights that you've seen Al make these last couple this within this last year, has they been making money? Do you think they've been making PBC money with all them fighters they gotta support?
You said did he make any PBC money?
Do you think they made the usual PBC money?
Nah, I think first of all you gotta make the Amazon money back first anyway.
I didn't talk about Amazon. No, see, so they didn't even make Amazon money yet, right? Is what you're saying?
Nah, Amazon get paid first. So
Oh no, I'm
so
saying,
they get paid. Amazon get paid.
so what I'm saying is this. So
I mean, I don't know to look at it.
no, what I'm saying is this. So when it comes to Aloma, let's just say this: Aloma and Tank, cross, what's your name? Uh, me personally, I feel if it was Aloma Keyshawn to secure the bag, we have an upper leverage over PBC with just the money off Aloma Keyshawn, with like what AC just said. Plus, his brothers put them on the card, had them fight some people. Shit, which one was 147? They won on 147.
I can tell you this. Can anybody tell me where Kelvin Davis fought at his last fight?
He fought on Pro Box.
All right, cool. So then, if Top Rank is gonna be looking to spread their damn fighters out between Amazon / PBC and Sky Sports / The Zone, right there, bro, there's like you can see a Lomachenko Tank fight on Amazon completely done by Amazon.
But what I'm saying is to secure that bag for real, fam. Who's to say? Who's to say with the? I'm just speculation off the gooch. Okay, let's say the Lomachenko fight. It goes do the numbers that it's supposed to do, like we think it will do. The winner of that
Mm-hmm.
versus Tank, that gives Bob, like I said, the up. Even though they will be the A side, Bob will have the upper leverage. I feel, if that makes sense, for just by the money, because like I said, they're broke over there, bro. Las Vegas, the people over in Las Vegas, they broke right now. They,
Mm-hmm.
they got with the wrong way, and they still got fighters to pay. Ooh, bars. Damn, bars. They got with the wrong way and still got fighters to pay. But so with that being said, Bob got the money. Bob secured. We don't hear no problems with Bob because Bob been stingy his whole boxing career down there. He pays the fighters half-ass swell, but he makes sure they get paid. We will give him that. Hence, I'm not gonna go there, but he makes sure they do get paid, but he don't pay them the way they feel they should get paid. Um, like I said, a Lomachenko, Keyshawn, since they're at Top Rank together, would be a fight easier to make than I feel a Tank versus a Lomo or a Tank versus a Keyshawn, just due to the cross promotions, cross marketing, the money splits, and all that. Keyshawn Lomo's in house. We can do it in New York. Boom. Madison Square Garden. Keyshawn's loved up that way. Here we go. Let's make this money. Um, I'm saying, I don't see like AC said earlier. He got the brothers to put on the undercard. What do we got? What PBC bringing to the table besides just Tank? Who they bringing on the undercard? Hello? What am I by myself? Is this boxing to you now?
What you say again? Hold on, nigga. I stepped away. Everybody.
Okay. I thought we turned to from Murda to his boxing you, and the pastor was about to start preaching.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just asking. My question is right now: who is with the Tank and Lomo? Who are we bringing? Who is PBC bringing to the undercard? Because with what's your name? You know what I'm saying? With Top Rank, they can put some shit together. But cross promoting, how we doing this?
Yeah. They definitely gonna cross promote with Top Rank and PBC. Maybe we see Frank Martin pop back up at either one at 140. I mean, like what you saying? Like on an undercard, like Top Rank and PBC can definitely put some damn fights together that you would like.
All day.
It's not act like that, Goops. Just the guy was good. Well, hey, Blue Hustle, where you at, man? You pull back up and talk your shit, man. Got got your shit on mute. You want to talk all that shit earlier? I don't hear nothing. It's about to get crazy. Body was good, body.
I told you I was at an event, nigga, getting money. You know how I love to make money, nigga.
Oh man, you shouldn't even be up there. Body was good.
You know how it is, nigga. I love money, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
My phone
What's up,
right
Pop,
now.
man? But salute AC, Goose, Blue. What's
What's
happening,
good,
y'all?
bro?
Was good. Man, my phone about to die. This is bullshit. Let me put my phone on charger. I'll be right back.
All right. So, hey, you got it. How was the atmosphere last night?
Yo.
Yeah, it was
Hey, man, Boots got a real fan base, man. I did learn that. Boots got a real, he kind of do got like a cult-like fan base, bro.
They showed up like that?
Yeah, man. It was people, man. I was like, dang, they had the boot shirts. Everything was boots. You should have heard them, man. Like he got a fan base. I was questioning it. I was questioning a lot of things going into that fight, but I got to see it in person. I got to witness the atmosphere and how they are, man. They love that dude, man. They I guess they want their next star, man, and they support that dude. I seen Richardson Hitchens. That nigga small as shit, man. That nigga small as shit, man. My lady was like, you gonna say so? I said, I ain't gonna mess with him, man. I said, I ain't gonna bother him. But I seen him. He was like, I could have touched the nigga. I was right there in front of him, man. He small as shit. He's small as shit, man. All the niggas be small as shit, man. I'm like, damn, like TV make you look different. And also I did have confirmation because the last fight I went to was with Tank when he was in Royal Farms. That was the first fight I went to since I seen Tank a couple years ago. But they speed the fights up on TV, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's like point something, but the fights are sped up on TV, bro.
Yeah, that's true. Somehow.
It's like it's not much, but it's definitely sped up. It's definitely. I got confirmation. I said because I could see it on the screen. I'm looking at the ring. I could see it on the screen, but that shit is sped up because I went back and watched. Because my lady, she wanted to watch. She wanted to go. She was like, did they put the fight up on TV? I want to watch it that way because she like it was kind of weird. She's like, it's so slow. I was like, yeah, man. I was like, yeah, they speed that shit up on TV. It's like point something, but it's like it's sped, man, for sure.
When you see that knockout, you be like, it didn't look like that when I seen it on TV.
Nope. But that was his that was as close to his that was as close to his coming out party as you probably gonna get, man. And I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him because he did exactly what he was supposed to do. And it's one of them things almost like how, with the exception of Dev stopping the dude, it was like Dev Cambosis. It was like that was his Cambosis. That was his. That pretty much is what stamped him. You know, that's how Boots got his. He's stamped now. He's because Stanionis was supposed to do better than that. He was supposed to put up more of an effort than that. You know, he just couldn't, man. And all of that like flashy stuff. Boots was able to do that. And Stanionis, he was touching him a little bit. Now I ain't gonna lie, he touched him. But he could get away with that shit. It's still
You went out there, buddy. What you was saying?
Giannis couldn't hit him.
Okay. It kind of felt like to me when I was looking at it, like with you, when I was with you, standing on was he ain't having a pat like Boots was just like with no rehydration clause from the IBF. It's gonna be a problem for everybody at 147, bro.
But this another thing. Against Stanionis, his Boots' feet. It probably didn't look like it, but it was better than expected for Stanionis. You know why? Because Stanionis, most of the time, he's able to get people to be able to stand like right there in place because the way he throw his body shots and the way he coming, it's like you kind of got to brace yourself or be there, or it didn't make your move. Boots was able to keep moving to where Stanionis couldn't get that leverage that he need, but still be able to touch him. You know what I'm saying? Boots could touch him and move, and then Stanionis got to reset and regroup and move his feet again, and then Boots will pop. Like he strategically, that was great. Now Boots got away with some shit he ain't gonna be able to get away with a lot of people as far as all the tricky and the flashy shit. But like as far as not letting Stanionis be set to throw his punches, he did that great because he never let him get set. He never. I mean, he teed off a couple times and then Boots was like, "Oh shit, let me get out of here." He got out of there and poop pop. My lady said Boots hit him with that thunderbolt. When he did all them uppercuts, I was like, man, nigga was like, that shit looked like Zapata hitting Tevin Farmer, but Boots was doing more damage, man. He was just too much, man. His feet, his reach. Stanionis was like a fish out of water in that fight. I expected a lot more from Stanionis. I ain't gonna lie, but you know, right now at this level at 47, I mean, it's gonna be kind of hard to doubt that man at 47 right now.
So, who you got next up?
That dude that was on the undercard, they gotta iron that out, whether they're gonna get him to take some step aside or whatever they're gonna do. I don't think it's gonna be another unification right away. I think that man, he's gonna want his shot, get his payday or whatever, and then it's probably gonna
do right. The Chakram dude, right?
Yeah, Giasov. He gonna have to get his bite at the apple, man. And so and then in another way, man, like that unification after unification, that shit, that's kind of like was leading me to what I was saying as far as people couldn't really hear me. They had Q-tips in their ears when I was talking about Keyshawn going right into a tank fight or any one of the other champions. Boxing don't work like that where you get a belt and then all of a sudden they're going to unify. We know now we'll play the game and go over matchups, but it don't work like that. Normally it's a fight in between to build up or showcase something and give a slight lull in the action, but another fight and then a unification. So most of the time it's a unification, a fight in between, and if they're going to do it, a unification or a card where they both on or something like that to build up. It's almost like it's never going to be unification out, unification out,
Yeah,
unification.
it's always the premier fight to say, yeah, now we're gonna reintroduce you to the fighter, or reintroduce you to the fighter now that he's a unified champion.
Right.
So you don't want to blemish that build up and those strong talking points and stuff like that, because you need that best win. So when you do go back into the next unification, you can say, yeah, he just came off an impressive victory, over this guy, and that it either has to be a good name or a good fighter that's available. It's not
Right.
going to be the best guy, not in this era. That's not how they've been doing it. You feel what I'm saying? At least most of the fighters haven't been doing it that way. You just get a good name, somebody who's got a strong name coming off a good victory, and you go ahead and you make that fight with them, and that's your showcase fight for you being now a unified lineal champion.
No flag on the motherfucking flag. See, I sit here. I've been patient. I've been sitting in the cut. Fucking Splash Brother trying to disrespect my favorite fighter. Well, he ain't my favorite, but he won him. And then I just sit and listen to AC with his rhetoric, motherfucking Smoke with his rhetoric, talking about some, oh, Shakur ain't got nobody to fight. Shakur ain't got nobody. Tank barely got somebody to fight just because the way it went. Shit, who would he be fighting right now? Oh, we don't speak on that, but we ain't gonna talk about that. What's going on, body? I know you were the assassin. I'm not even gonna come at you because I know how you like doing. You know what I'm saying? Body work.
What's up, Bill?
You know, and I had to come at AC and Smoke.
He don't got nobody to fight. How many fucking champions begging for a damn fight?
Shit. Oh boy, I almost didn't have somebody to fight. Motherfucking Keyshawn. They got damn pony up. They had a pony up.
Keyshawn about to clean up your best fighter, your favorite fighter work. That's not cool.
Who worked?
He about to clean up De Los Santos like Shakur was supposed to, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
Man, we don't know how that fight gonna go. See, y'all always be dreaming before it happen, man. If he do, that means he got he got a little bit more aggression to him. But that don't mean he a better fighter. Styles make fight. That's what we say, ain't? I don't want to see that gooch. I know Keyshawn ain't messing with Shakur. I know them boys ain't gonna fight until it's motherfucking undisputed on the line.
Oh, he's going to undisputed. So which one of them fighters don't want to fight each other? So, in other words, which nigga scared?
Now one of them. It gotta make sense. Like, why you want us to knock each other off? Why you want us to knock each other off? And you've been the reigning face of boxing for years.
I'll be quiet, but it sounds like Shakur scared.
No, okay, you've been the reigning face of boxing for years, but you ain't unified fucking yet. Tell me who's scared. And rumors saying you want to fight Jake Paul, which I don't believe that bullshit, but hey, who am I? Who am I? You know what I'm saying? You the face of boxing, but you ain't trying to.
Goddamn, they won't admit that your damn fighter painting himself into a corner in a fake
I think,
and now he begging his contender for a fight.
No, I think he painted himself in the corner by talking shit. He ain't got a beg for a fight. The problem is these dudes don't want to fight him anyway, so they come up with every excuse not to fucking fight him. And these motherfucking promoters ain't doing their fucking job. Like, what the fuck I hire you for? What I signed a deal with you for, and I can't even put out an album. That's just like record labels. Come on, man, quit playing. What we doing?
Well,
I'm going to smoke.
I may ask something though. Let me, because I hate to do this, man, but like we hold all these other guys accountable, man. But why we don't ever hold Shakur accountable for his choices?
I mean, he is accountable. He be fucking up.
I mean, because now I'm like, this is almost like Devin all over again, man. It's like you can't go to one side of the street and point fingers back across the street. Like, and I think, to his credit, Keyshawn just killed that shit. He just obliterated that. I'm so thankful that he did that, because now it's a lot of motherfuckers getting ready to get exposed, bro. And
Players fuck
now
up, man.
all of a sudden, Shakur's like, come on, Oscar, let's negotiate. I'm like, man, this is what we were saying. This is why I be saying the hindsight boys. Like, because in hindsight, they wait till he make a move, and then they come up with all these reasons to justify what was going on. Where it's like, you should have went to Oscar in the first place if that's the fight you wanted, because you was the A side.
Hold on, body. Well, yeah, Keyshawn should be held accountable. Well, man, let's not
No, I said
overshadow.
Shakur. I was saying Shakur should be held accountable.
No, I meant Shakur. Shakur should be held accountable, but let's not overshadow the bullshit rhetoric of the side of the street. It's cool to be on the side of the street if it's certain fighters that's fighting each other, but when it's prime time fighters, it only a problem with the side of the street. When it's prime time, money makers could be money makers. Oh, it's certain things about the side of the street. Now we talking about the sidewalk. Don't step on the sidewalk. You can't come over here. But when it's just regular motherfuckers just coming up in the ranks, oh, we can mix it up with them. We can put them in the ring together. But when it's like, oh, up and coming and motherfucker that could be your champion, oh, it's side of the street. All these promoters do that bullshit just so we can motherfucker argue about why the hell you go here, why you do this. Motherfucker, now the turkey, and now these motherfuckers want to form like Voltron and work the motherfucking together, cause Turk trying to take the fuck over when they could have been working together, and wouldn't nobody be able to come in this motherfucker.
I like what you just did there, Bills, but let me clarify. Let me clear something. Let's take a couple steps back. We were talking about Shakur Stevenson, right? Now we understand they do that. They do it when they building fighters. They'll make something happen when they building guys and all that, because they'll either be like, yeah, let him come over, or yeah, I'll send him. They'll do that. But let's keep the shot group. Let's keep the crosshairs on Shakur for just 1 second to make a point, right? Shakur Stevenson was over there, and that's what we were saying, because me, AC, and Smoke was cooking the shit out of this point. We've been on it for the longest time. But we said, because we had a show where we said, do y'all think Shakur is at his point, his takeoff point? Like he done got the accolades, he done got the divisions, he done stamped himself as far as legacy wise, he got all the fruit salad, right? But is he ready to take off and do his own thing, or start grabbing his shit by the, grabbing hold of it and making these? And we were saying, not quite. We thought that the deal, we were saying it in real time. A lot of hindsight people are saying, man, that Top Rank deal looked more and more like the play. But think about it. Tank was the only one at PBC. You don't go to PBC to get that. So to go somewhere else and then expect Tank, who has a contract or whatever agreement he got over there where he had as the money guy, to ask him to go anywhere else is insane, especially when you don't got no leverage. So that's the Tank piece. You had Loma on that side, and at the time, Baranchek had that. This is before Keyshawn took it from him. But you had the other two over there, and you had one. You go over to Matchroom and say, don't even try to make a Tank fight, Eddie. We're gonna fight Zepeda. Zepeda was over there with Golden Boy.
Okay, I got something for that, body.
But hold on. I'm gonna wrap it up real quick. But then knowing that Turkey and whatever his shots he's taking at, because Turkey was taking a lot of shots at these guys like before Canelo went over there and kissed the ring, he was taking shots at Canelo. He was taking shots at a lot of these guys, and knowing that Turkey was taking shots at Tank, and the whole rhetoric was, oh, nobody want to fight me. Nobody want to fight me. You went over there without a plan, brother. Let's just think about it. You went over there without a plan, thinking that your stardom or the fact that Eddie can promote was going to be able to promote you into these fights. But like he said, you are not going to paint yourself in a corner. You're not going to be able to paint yourself in a corner or put yourself in a corner and expect or demand these fights where they're out of your control. Now you want to go back to Eddie where you should have went to the first place. You don't go to a middleman.
Okay.
The last thing I'm gonna say is this: it's the same thing I was saying with Devin when I said, listen, you was with Showtime, you went over there to the zone, you were talking about Tank. You went over there to Top Rank, you was talking about Tank. Then you go over to Golden Boy, you still talking about Tank. It wasn't last maybe a year he took off the Tank because of the Ryan fiasco. But you don't go to a middleman to make something happen when you can go straight to the plug. And now this man want to go straight to the plug in Oscar, which is he should have went straight to the plug. He should either stay with the plug he had with the two belts, Loma and the one that Keyshawn got now. He should have either stayed over there because he had a straight plug. He should have went to the plug with PBC or went to the plug with Oscar, and he would have got those fights. And
it's only relevant if Keyshawn capitalized on what Shakur didn't do. If Keyshawn get Loma, then we'll see motherfucker Shakur, you fucked up. But until then, it's the same shit. These promoters are full of shit, and they gonna keep playing the motherfucking fans like a fucking fiddle and not putting motherfuckers in the ring. It shouldn't be that hard for y'all to collaborate. That means you take half, I take half. We promote this fight, we all make money. But the problem is, oh, you only made $1 million last fight, so I'm gonna send you a contract for 1.5. You should take it. Well, this fight with me and you gonna be, I should get 5, you should get 15. Since you Tank, you the man. Shit, let's do it like that. Instead of you trying to throw me 1.5 and you end up with 20. And then, subtract the 33%. So you end up with motherfucking 12, but you telling the world you got 20. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, and ain't no telling where Floyd motherfucking nipping out the top. You know what I'm saying? Because they still owe him. But yeah, I understand what you're saying, Shakur. And I fucked up. He trying to make moves on his own, but this is a young fighter trying to motherfucker promote himself and do what he got to do. But we can't motherfucker overshadow that these motherfucker promoters are playing these fighters like shit. They getting in the ring. But Shakur, he not.
They are all the promoters. All the promoters got their little stuff, but it's to their vested interest. Whatever they're going to cater to their vested interest. Like whatever Eddie do, he going to cater to the guys that It's just Eddie be having stuff in house. Like Eddie have Andy Cruz right there. Like
but
he
if
had
you
kind of
feel
been at 47 for a big fight for Boots right there, and we can't. Nobody says, oh, why they not fighting? They on the same level. It's all what has they done? Or now, man, this motherfucker Conor Ben getting ready to go up there and get the brake speed off of him, man. Like, and it don't make sense because you have Boots and Conor Ben right there. That's a big fight.
It's all about who gonna win. It's all about who gonna win. It's all about who gonna win. If Eddie Hearn feel like Shakur gonna do this or Boots gonna do this, he gonna jump to the motherfucking fight. The thing is, these promoters don't be believing in these fighters, so they gonna sell it whichever way they can. But if they believe a motherfucker gonna get a dub, this fight finna be made. So if he ain't believe that motherfucking Boots was gonna beat Conor Ben, he was like, I don't know. Shit, he gonna motherfucking separate them motherfuckers. Let me go ahead and make money off both of them.
But okay, and see, that's my point. That's my point, though. We give exception to some promoters in the move they make, but then other promoters, we be ready to step on their fucking necks. It's like it ain't no pressure in situations like that, like with Eddie. It didn't make no sense. It's like, well, it ain't no pressure. Like, oh, well, he want to build both of them. It's like that's cool when Eddie do it, but when other guys do. in a position to where now if this shit go to purse bid, Eddie got a history of not winning purse bids, and you're not gonna get whatever it was. That's the thing. You're not gonna get whatever it was you thought you're gonna get less because you at the mercy of who gonna bid on it. Who gonna bid on it?
Hey, but you at the mercy of your promoter showing his fucking face. So, oh, this what this is? All right. What I got? 2 more fights with you? Cool. I'll
But
fight
look,
some bums.
it's just, but Bills, this the point. It wasn't wise to allow it to even get to this point if you should call. Why? Because we already see where Turkey was bailing Eddie out with the money, because that's why everybody was going over there. They're gonna get a turkey bag. So if it go to purse bid, if Eddie needed help from Turkey to get the money for whatever for his fighters, you know what I'm saying, to do it, when they go to purse bid, and he lost a purse bid, he just lost that Karen fight. They lost that purse bid, but somehow behind closed doors they worked it out. They
That's
worked it
on
out.
purpose.
You know what I'm
That's on
saying? So
purpose.
like it didn't. If money was the goal and the money was the thing, it's like you should have went straight to the plugs and negotiated whatever it was and been forthright with that. But you put yourself on the opposite end of the table, leverage wise. When you put yourself like how Shakur is, like he in a tough spot, man. Like he's just in a tough spot as far as
He fucked
getting
up.
his worth.
He
He
fucked
getting his
up, but
worth,
hey,
like getting what he
he
think he's worth.
that's gonna be the problem for the next person he fight. He gonna beat the shit out of him. And salute to the Splash Brothers, the pastor. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who that is. Let me zoom in.
Hey man, Pop man, take that bum ass nigga shit. Like
Hey,
he already name calling, man. Take
but
that
I'll be
shit
back.
down, Pop man. I'm gonna actually take that shit down, man. The link is out there if the nigga really wants some smoke. But I mean, I'm not gonna be dealing with the name calling, man. You can click the link and you can say whatever you need to say up here. But the nigga just come in and he don't say, nah, you just a casual fanboy. Click the link.
Oh, who was up here?
Take that shit down, Pop, man, because hey, you just gonna get up here name calling. Like, tell that nigga click the link.
Oh man, ain't nobody gonna click the link. He probably who you talking about anyway?
Oh, but it's gonna stop. Canelo gonna click the link, fam. No, now that's what it's gonna do it. And oh my gosh, I didn't know y'all was beefing. Y'all beefing?
Yeah,
I don't know. He just jumped out there. Body work, you a casual fanboy with no substance or nothing. He just
the link is on like was on my channel. He's saying that from Gooch and them. If you want to pull up, drop the link. Oh boy. Let me see. Okay.
Can I do it on my show? Or you gotta go over there and drop it?
Let me see.
Yeah, this is just a joint communication thing today, y'all. We did a joint show today. I ain't been on in a minute. I just wanted my people to hear me and I get to talk my shit a little bit. But body work. So do you agree that so I was hearing earlier now I'm doing some granddaddy shit. But so last night you wasn't so much impressed with what Boots did last night. Is that correct?
panel. Did I say that?
No, I'm just asking. I came. I was in and out, so I didn't hear what all you did say. So I might have came in and took it wrong of what you said. My bad.
No, I didn't say
So,
I wasn't impressed.
oh, okay, my bad.
I said that Boots really showed. I said Boots really showed that he has a true fan base. Like I said, I questioned his fan base. I questioned whether people were just like deflecting from being Arrow fans or deflecting from being Bud fans and you know, just like basically bandwagon. But I said I seen in person that the dude really got a real fan base. And he
Yeah.
did what he was supposed to do. I said with him, like he was still doing all that flashy stuff and all that right in the man's face. And Stanionis couldn't capitalize on it. I said strategically he impressed me because every time Stanionis would try to set up to be able to use like punches with leverage, Boots would move just enough to where he couldn't get the leverage. Now he touched Boots a couple times, but Boots strategically always moved to where he couldn't get full force behind his punches. and he was able to capitalize on his reach advantage and still do that flashy shit. So,
right. Now here's my thing about Boots. Like I said, he impressed me last night. That's for a fact. That's true. But what really got me was how people was acting like, oh, but to me, Boots is supposed to do that last night. That was tailor made for him to show what he was supposed to do. And then my thing about it was, hell, Stanionis, you didn't even put up a fight. You showed your ring rust because shit, nigga, you only had one fight in 3 years. Like it didn't. It to me, it just wasn't. Yeah, Boots did what he was supposed to do. I just want to see him. I just want to see him with a competitor now. See how he fares with a competitor. I would love to see him and Keith Thurman go at it. That's who I would really love to see him fight next. But he ain't got nobody else to fight. That's just me.
One love to the panel, one love to the chat, bro. Now, I could get on here and talk because on your panel, when you was yapping all that nonsense, all that fake fanboyism about Devin, you were first of all, you were aerosexual, number one. But you told me you don't want no pushback for all of the fake narratives you were spreading on your live. So you're gonna tell me to stop writing that, or you're gonna block me. Just hold on until you invite me to the panel. And you had me listen to an hour of your nonsense and then end the live. That's soft as hell. So don't you are a casual fanboy, bro. You know what's up. You know I got smoke for you. What's up?
bro, you sound like a scorn lover, brother.
Hey, I'm just keeping it real. You
The
already
fuck
know
are you talking about? You talking about some shit? You know how long ago you been over there? You used to be over there all the time, nigga. Like you talking about
and
some old ass shit.
that's
Like nigga,
when
shut the fuck up,
that's
man.
when
Like
you
just
got
shut the
soft as
fuck up. You
hell.
come up
You
here
got
like some
soft as
scorn lover.
hell.
Like you been
You
stalking the nigga all
you
this
made
time, nigga. The
man.
link is always there.
You made me listen to that garbage for an hour
I
and
ain't
then
make you
got off
listen to
mine.
shit, nigga. Ain't
You was
nobody tell
talking
you to come
nonsense.
over there.
You was talking fake
Ain't
shit,
nobody. I
bro.
ain't never invited you to my channel. Do you used to come over there and
Bro,
just
you
kick it anyway, nigga?
Wow.
listen.
Shut
I've
the
been on
fuck
your
up. I
panel.
heard you probably
I've
heard
been on
one
the
or two
panel,
things
bro.
you ain't like, and all of a sudden you a scoring love. You do like all these other
Listen,
niggas do. You
listen.
go where you like to get
Listen,
your
bro.
back scratched and your
All
balls
right, go ahead
rubbed,
and finish
nigga.
talking. I ain't gonna
Shut
talk
the
to you.
fuck up.
Listen,
One at a time. One at a time.
you soft as hell for doing that shit. You know you was spitting nonsense, and I was kicking straight facts in the comments. You gonna tell me don't say nothing else, or you gonna kick me from the channel? Just hold on, and I can join the panel, and then you gonna quit the live. That's soft as hell. So what you talking about a scorn lover, nigga? You soft for that shit, bro,
What
and
you
you know
talking
it.
about, bro? What you talking
You
about?
talking
Stop
about
flexing for
Matias.
everybody listening, nigga. Like
You
stay some
talking
facts.
about Matias lost one time when that nigga lost twice. You making excuses for that nigga. He a bum ass, only got one style ass fighter, nigga. You know what's up. You a casual, bro. You just go on there spread narratives on your channel. You fake as hell. And you talking about on here you talking about Shakur went over here. He told Eddie Hearn not to negotiate the tank fight. You know why Shakur said don't negotiate the tank fight? It's because he know Tank act like a bitch, and I'm a Tank fan, but he act like a bitch when it comes to Eddie Hearn and all that soft ass shit. So he told him don't negotiate that fight because he don't want to interrupt the fight. But Shakur wanted the fight, so that's fake. That's a fake narrative, and you know it. And you trying to act like you said something real just to hate on Shakur. That's lame as hell, bro.
All right,
Lame as hell.
okay, so like to address your first point, you just said that I was talking about how Shakur went over there to Eddie and said, "Don't negotiate a tank fight," right? But he go over there and sign. You sound like somebody who don't like the truth, because in the same breath, you said you know why he went over there, and I just gave the illustration before you started talking, saying you don't go to a middleman. You go straight to the plug.
I
You
said,
don't
you
go
know
over to
why he
Matchroom
said
talking
not
about I
to
want a tank fight
negotiate.
and then tell Eddie don't try to negotiate a tank fight. You don't like the truth, brother.
Listen, he can negotiate a tank fight without Eddie Hearn. I didn't say he told he went over there to not negotiate with Tank. I said that he told Eddie not to get in the way of the Tank fight. Because Tank blocked him and changed his number when Eddie offered him $20 million. And that's a fact.
Shakur went to Matchroom and told Eddie, basically don't even try to negotiate a Tank fight. That is
Okay,
a
because
fact.
Tank's soft.
So listen, that is a fact. So you don't like the truth, nigga. You don't make no sense.
That ain't the truth. Is
That's the
he only
truth.
said that because he knows
So now
that
you
Tank
want reason
said
why
he
he
don't like
said it.
Eddie
You don't like
Hearn.
the truth, man. Like get to
Oh,
a
moving the
point, man.
goalposts.
Did Tank say he don't like Eddie Hearn? Yes, and you answer the question. Did he say he don't like Eddie Hearn?
Bro, you doing the typewriter,
Bro,
man.
did he
Like I'm
say?
trying to figure out your point, man.
Did Tank say he don't
What's
like
your
Eddie
point?
Hearn? Did
What's your
Tank say he
point,
don't
man?
like Eddie? Huh?
What's your point?
Did he say it or not?
What's your point?
So you're not gonna answer the question?
No, I want your point, man, and all this bullshit. You just raving and ranting about some
Listen,
shit like
I'm asking
over
you
a
a
year ago. You
question.
brought up Sabril Matias, nigga. You all over the place.
Listen,
Nigga, get to a point.
Did Tank say he don't like Eddie Hearn?
I'll answer it. Yeah, he said he don't like Eddie Hearn. Next.
Okay, so that's why Shakur said don't involve yourself in a Tank negotiation if it presents itself. That's the only reason, not because he didn't want to fight. Come on now. So that's cap that you talking. And I brought up Matias because I know you a Matias fanboy. And he got his ass beat by Pyro, who Keyshawn laid the fuck out. Nigga. That nigga ain't nothing. He got one style, straightforward. He ain't no nothing. And you capped on your channel talking about he got one loss and he got 2 losses.
So Keyshawn laid out Liam Paro. Nigga, you drunk.
No, Lamos.
Yeah, you drunk, nigga.
Lamos,
Like you don't got no, you just emotional. You just pulling shit out your ass, nigga.
Man,
You like you been waiting to get some shit off your chest. Like
Hey,
you talk
yeah,
about some shit
because
that's
you
like a
been
year and a
ducking the
half
smoke.
old. Like
Because
and
you
you
was a
all over
punk
the
on your
place. Like,
channel.
you make no sense,
You was
bro.
a punk on your channel, nigga. You ain't let me on a panel like a punk. So now I'm letting you know what's up, nigga. The fuck is you talking about? And you can't answer the questions. You just got cooked about Tank and Shakur.
So
Next,
hold on,
what you
wait.
gonna do?
So you been hold on. He ain't let you on the panel a year ago, and you been
No, it wasn't
holding.
no year ago. It
How long
wasn't no
ago
year
was it?
ago. It was after Matias lost. Like a
I'm
couple months,
laughing, but I'm
about a
hitting the
month,
mute button, but I'm
a
laughing.
month or two after
Yeah,
Matias
I'm
lost.
just trying to figure this one out. Like, yeah, so you know, okay, so what are you? Oh, you know what? I'm trying to figure out.
You don't want no real smoke, bro. What else you want to talk about, bro? Because you got a lot of narratives. You be just yapping away with your 5 people watching, talking about nothing. You don't be talking about nothing, bro. You got a bunch of
It sounds like
narratives and
you a
they fake.
fan, man. It just
And
sounds
they
like you a
fake.
fan. My bad
I'm
if I
not a
offended
fan,
you,
bro.
man.
You fake. You an aerosexual.
My
You
bad.
an aerosexual, nigga.
Now I'm an aerosexual.
Yeah, you are. You are, nigga. And you know it.
Okay.
Where's the receipts?
Anything else, man? You got anything else, man? Because
Listen, if
you
some
taking a
come up,
live. You
if
making
some
this
come
about.
up, listen, you said I clicked the link. If some come up that you say on this live, then I'll get to it. Otherwise, I ain't got nothing else to say to you, nigga. I just have to let you know you was
All right, thanks,
straight.
brother. Thanks for being a fan, man. I appreciate you, man.
I ain't no
You can't
fan.
call
You
nobody no
trash, nigga.
heterosexual with no receipts, though.
You trash as hell. Listen, his channel was nothing but receipts. That nigga's trash, bro. You trash.
Thanks for watching, though, man. I be needing them. I be needing the views, man. I appreciate you.
Man, I don't watch your shit, bro. I don't watch you no more,
You
nigga.
just said you do.
Listen.
You said my 5
That's
people.
the
You be
last
sick.
time I listened when you was
okay.
pussy about letting me on the
All right.
panel, nigga.
All right, man.
That's the last time I watched your shit,
I
nigga.
appreciate you, though, bro.
I mean,
cool.
Hey, let me ask you a question. What makes you an Earl-sexual?
If you like Earl Spence.
Because he just called you one. I'm just trying to get verification. Okay, what's wrong with that? Nothing.
He picked Errol and he made excuses after the fight. That's what make him an Errol sexual.
Yeah, I've been fucking with Bobby for a minute. I don't remember making any excuses after the fight.
Man, that nigga made excuses, bro. And he know it, right? Body work, you made excuses for Errol. Why he lost?
We need to get some new talking points.
Exactly, because he know he made
Appreciate you,
excuses.
just the guy, man. Like he trying to make this all about. I don't know, man. He love
Listen,
attention,
I
man.
asked you a question. I said,
He a
why
fan,
did
man.
Errol
He
lose?
just love attention, man. You got your 5 minutes of fame,
Bro, I
brother.
don't need no
Salute.
attention, bro.
Salute, bro.
Listen, I'm
Salute,
proving.
man.
He said, "Why are you an aerosexual?" I said, "I'm asking you, why did Errol lose?"
You didn't answer his question.
I'm asking you, why did Errol
He
lose?
asked you a question, nigga.
You gonna answer the question when you
No,
tell
he
me why
asked
Errol
you a
lost.
question. I was done with you. I said you a fan. You needed some attention. I
All
let
right,
you have
man.
your
Cool,
5
bro.
minutes of
Cool,
fame.
bro.
You ain't got
All
shit
right.
to say.
You
Just
know,
the
Yeah,
guy
just
asked you what makes
you
you
make Smoke
heterosexual,
said
and
you
you
didn't make
didn't answer.
excuses, and I
yeah,
said
You
just
you
didn't
did
answer.
make
the guy
excuses.
asked the question.
You
Just the
didn't
guy
answer the
asked the
question, bro.
question.
You're not gonna. You don't. You're not the only one to ask questions.
Listen,
Nigga
just
asked
the
you a
guy,
question. You got a
just
thousand other things.
just the,
Typewriter. You start pulling shit out
you
your ass,
talking a
out your
lot, bro.
rucksack.
You
You
talking a
start
lot.
running all around the block, contradicting yourself,
You
nigga. You just
talking a
want some
bunch of
attention.
nonsense, bro. Just
It's
the guy.
okay because I always ask
Just,
questions and they never
just
get
look.
answered anyway. So I'm gonna just hit the mute
Look.
button
Hold
and
on.
never get my questions
I
answered.
answered your question. You said just like Pop Smoke said. He never heard Bodywork make excuses. And you asked me what makes him an aerosexual. I said because he picked Arrow and then he made excuses as to why he lost. So I asked Bodywork, why did Arrow lose? So you can hear the excuses yourself and understand that he
It
an
just Smoke
aerosexual.
said, long as I know Body, he didn't make no. He said he didn't
You,
make no excuses for Earl. I didn't make no excuses for
you
Earl.
did. You did. Bro, I
You
heard you on your
dummy.
channel. Come on, man. It's cool, bro. You know what's up. Anyway, we can move on, bro.
Hold on, just the guy wanna answer his question.
No, I'm good. I'm good with moving forward.
All right, so what y'all want to move forward on? You came up here with you
Yeah.
want some smoke for
Anything besides Earl sexual talk, that's old
I
news.
wanna holler about the Boots fight. Like Boots, he did good. He did all right. He got hit with a lot of lefts again though, and that seems to be a problem with Boots is getting hit. He got hit with some rights too, but that left kept catching him. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that'll be a problem for him, like against a good fighter. Even Ryan Garcia, that'll be a good fight because that left definitely gonna catch Boots. You know what I'm saying? But Boots did what he's supposed to do. But I don't like how he trying to avoid the Brian Norman fight, talking about yeah, we offered him. What if I offered him 2 million? Would y'all take the fight? You didn't offer him 2 million, nigga. He wanted 2 million, but you didn't offer it to him. You know what I'm saying? Like just up there lying and shit, just to trying to avoid the fight and make yourself look like he actually offered him 2 million when you didn't. You know what I'm saying? That was fake. So I feel like him and Eddie, like they not trying to really fight Brian Norman Jr. But that's my opinion.
Just the guy. You
hey
got one.
Gooch, you fucking co-hoster, man. You can't be walking off and shit. Go ahead, AC. What you about to say?
No, I was asking just the guy. What's his opinion on Boots' fight last night?
Okay, let me unmute. I think I'm unmuted now. So on the Boots fight, I was looking forward to it. I watched the fight with my uncle, and it was it's highly anticipated. I like the Star Spangled Banner. Well, no, seriously, because in boxing, it seems like sometimes they don't play the Star Spangled Banner. Don't know other countries let that shit slide. Like that dude came all the way from Lithuania to have his song played, whether he's gonna get his ass whooped or not. I don't like how sometimes they don't play the Star Spangled Banner. But
Man, you was looking at them titties. Stop playing.
yeah, they was out there. My uncle noticed that too. He's like, man, they need to turn her microphone up, but at least they got her titties out.
Hey, she could sing. She sing, dude. You know, I was in there, man. She has some pipes, man. That lady could
Yeah, they
sing.
had her
I never
microphone
heard
turned
of her
down, but
before.
they probably had her microphone turned down because she got some pipes. But I was telling my uncle that Boots was probably going to end the fight in the 5th or 6th round, and I think he did. I think he got it in the 6th round.
Yeah,
But
ended the 6.
yeah. So it was entertaining. He did what he's supposed to do. He got a good fan base. Philadelphia is a good city for fans. Uh, I'm not worried about Boots doing anything but staying in his lane and going at his own pace. I don't care who he fights next. He's a champion. He can unify. He can get undisputed. He can do whatever he want to do. If he ever fights Teofimo Lopez, I'll be happy to see that fight. But I think that's about all I got for a commentary on Boots.
His fans going overboard too in the comments talk about he could beat Bud. He the best in the world. He don't need to fight Brian Norman because the same thing gonna happen. Like they just act like that nigga just the greatest. They compared him to Mayweather and everything, bro. They
Body
stupid.
Well,
Body just said that it being in there was like a cult like fan base.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, it's
well, I,
definitely true because we've been on panels and we've seen, in deep debates like with people like Dirk and some of the others that, swear up and down that Boots would have back then beat both Earl or Terrence Crawford.
yeah, you're supposed to root for the home team.
And they weren't talking like that though after the Karen fight. But they just act
No.
like this Stanley Otis win is just the greatest ever. Like that nigga was only 15-0, 9 KOs. He never fought nobody, really. You know what I'm saying? It was a good fight,
Nah,
but
I'm
he
gonna keep
never
it a
fought
beam, man.
nobody.
My beef is with Stanionis because I don't like all that shit you talk. You tried to sell narratives that Boots didn't want to see you, and you get in there, and you know
Walk forward.
whatever it is, you feel what I'm saying? I seen your corner. I seen you for that short, like maybe 2.5, maybe 3 seconds of you saying no, 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 and then you see your trainer, like they got the still, your trainer with his head on you and like basically telling you the fight's over. I don't know if they told him, listen, let me see one more, let me see, I'm gonna give you one more round. If I'm
Yeah,
not seeing any improvements because you letting this fight get away from you, you feel what I'm saying? If I'm not seeing it, I'm gonna stop it. It's you're just not ready. Don't take the ass whipping. You're just not ready. If it was on some shit like that, I ain't got no problem with it. But I just want to hear something definitive of why the fight was stopped.
yeah.
I've
I
seen
think
fighters get their ass kicked for 11 rounds and come back and do something spectacular or whatever. Now, if that's the case, you're skunked 8 zip or whatever the case may be. You put yourself in a knockout position, and a guy who's not known as a real knockout type of dude, you got to clip this dude and hopefully get the boxer's knockout, which is a TKO. So I don't know. I don't know.
I
That's
expected more. I
I
expected more from. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's my point. I just expected so much more from Stanionis that it's just like you fucking quit, bro, or your
Yeah, they
team
didn't
quit.
they didn't want that man. They didn't want that man to go out on his shield. Like he was, they didn't want him to go out on his shield, man, because he was about to get knocked out, man. It was like probably that next round he was probably getting ready to get knocked out, man. He did land some
He's
shots in, but it didn't impact Boots the way Boots ate them shits like Skittles, man, and kept coming forward and kept styling on. He was styling on that nigga like in real time. And nigga was
Yeah,
just
he was
styling
styling
on him,
on him and shit like
hitting him
that.
with
But
uppercuts.
in the third round, it seemed like Stanionis caught his rhythm when he caught him with that one shot and then went on that flurry. I was like, oh, okay, okay, okay. You
he
feel
knew
I'm
what
he
gonna
I'm
tell
was
you
saying?
what the
out.
problem
Out.
was. I'm gonna tell you what the problem was. Boots feet for Stan Giannis was a little bit too much, right? That played and his reach was too much. And what happened was for Stan Giannis to be, he was on the ones and twos. Like he didn't throw enough in his combinations because he would land a good one and then give time to give Boots out of there, or Boots would exchange with him with that reach to where Stan Giannis was coming up just short and Boots was like bop, like hitting him with that uppercut from using that. He had an 8-inch reach advantage. So it was like every
Damn, I
time
didn't
he
know it was that.
landed, he had to be in range, but Boots would just make a small adjustment, be outside of range, tag him, and move. Like, and Stanyanis couldn't keep up. He couldn't, he couldn't, he was following him around. I said that earlier. I said, man, he in here following Boots around, man. It's gonna be ugly.
Like,
So
I was still like, bro, you.
He knew he was outclassed and outgunned. It's like it was no point in him. He wasn't gonna win no matter what. They was like, ain't no point in him getting knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't got
Yeah,
no
but at
chance.
least tell us why. At least say something in a post fight press conference. You feel what I'm saying? Yes, we clearly saw who was the better man, and if you stop because you're like, look, I didn't want my fighter to take unnecessary damage because he was clearly outclassed. Every boxing
Yeah,
fan would say, I got no problem with that. everyone was already saying he's tailor made for him. So why not stand 10 toes down and make the statement? You niggas got up and got the fuck up out of there. These are some of my issues. Like, bro, that right there, standing on this. I mean, ain't nobody gonna really want to see you. I know I'm not looking to see you come back or fight or do shit because y'all just got up and broke out. Tell me something.
I mean, you know, they probably knew they know the fans know that, but they probably just didn't want to look weak. You know.
That's not looking weak. That's saying yes, this man was on that level. The better fighter fought on this. We used to see the guys when they get the towel thrown in. The nigga got the towel over his head talking to the ring announcer. Like, yeah, he was just that good. My camp said I wasn't ready. You know, it's just going back. Big ups to the champ. He earned it. He deserves it. They'll say he's a special kind of talent. Whatever. That's what that's what you do at that level. If you gonna fight for lineal championship, you stand 10 toes down on your championship, whether you win or lose. You don't just get the fuck up and get the fuck out of there, and then don't nobody you leaving everybody to guess on why you did what you did.
Yeah, I feel you.
And that's kind of like my beef with the situation. I ain't got no beef with Boots. I ain't got no beef with Boots. My only other beef is I'm still just trying to soak it in on the two guys, you know, the two guys being I don't want to use the derogatory term and say email, but you know, elevated champions fighting for a lineal championship. I still
Yeah,
have issues with that. Outside of that, Boots did his thing. Congratulations to you, bro. Um, you some questions you answered from me. Other questions I'm still like, I don't know why you stopped moving your head in this fight.
I think
That's my biggest criticism. It's like your head movement in this fight, your feet were on point, but your head was still there to be hit by the guy with the less arm reach. You shouldn't have been getting hit with that.
I
So
I still think Virgil beat Boots at 54.
I
Which I
don't think
think.
he's going up to 54 to fuck with Virgil. But
I mean,
I'll let D Free cook because D Free look like he won't get it. He won't get in on some of this.
Nah, I mean, Boots put on an excellent performance last night. I hear what y'all talking about with the hair movement and all this. He got hit with shots, but this is what happened when you fight top level competition. You get hit. We've seen all the great fighters get hit before. There's no fighter going to go through a fight and not get hit. Um, the problem is if you paid attention to early in that fight, Jerron Business, he stayed on the outside. He was using his jab, and the talk was that Stanionis had the better jab, and we saw Jerron Business use his jab pretty much the whole first round. He just jabbed that man pretty much the whole first round. He threw a couple of other shots here and there, and then I think it was somewhere in the middle of the second round, Stanionis hit Jerron with a body shot. I think it was like a left hook to the body. And I think that's when Jerron realized that Stanionis didn't have no power. And I've never known Stanionis to be a big puncher like that anyway. If you paid attention to Stanionis' fight, it's accumulation of punches. He beats his opponent down. He's not a one punch knockout artist. He's not that big puncher that everybody assumed that he is. He swings a lot of big shots, but he doesn't have the power like that. He just accumulation of punches, him wearing your body down, then eventually he ends up stopping the opponents that he had stopped. But if you saw, he went 10 rounds with Thomas Delome.
right.
Thomas Delome is not known to have a sturdy chin. We seen Boots took him out in the first round. So I mean, I just didn't think Stanionis had the power like that. And the man felt the power, and he was like, okay, let's go ahead and go at it, because that was my whole thing. Boots can make this an easy fight by fighting his style of fighting. We already know Stanionis is one dimensional. He's gonna use his jab to get to the inside, and he's going to work at the body. He doesn't do a lot of stuff. He's pretty much a come forward fighter. I didn't see anything that Stanionis possessed that would have give Jerron Boots in his problems. He had the smaller arm reach. He didn't have hand movement. He didn't have footwork. He wasn't a boxer. So I thought Jerron Ennis was. I thought it would probably go the distance because I thought Stanionis was more durable. But the body work that Jerron put on him was relentless. He couldn't take the body shots that Jerron was putting on him, and that knockdown that Jerron got him. Jerron hit him with 4 left hooks to the body. Or was it a right hook? I'm not sure if he was in the orthodox or the south.
I kind of call that more of a strategic knee. Like that's the type of knee you.
It was core back to back. He had him on the ropes and he just kept going at him because it was earlier in the round before that, or towards the end of that round. Jerron hit him with a body shot and he winced at it, and I was like, "Oh, he's hurt to the body." Yeah. And then Jerron stepped on the gas in that 6th round, and he didn't have nothing to come back from it, and I was like, "Oh, this man might not make it to the 12th round." And then when he went to the corner,
so you saying the body shot that Boots hit him with in the 4th round, is the one that started it all.
So go back and look at the fight.
Yeah,
I
saw the
he
fight
started
twice.
from
That's
round.
What I'm saying. It was in the 4th
from round 2. Yeah, but I'm saying from round 2 all the way to the 6th round, Boots started investing in the body. He said, "Okay, he's using a high guard." He kept throwing shots up top to keep that high guard up there, but he was investing in the body.
He was using a stab jab to the body in the 1st round.
Yeah,
he was jabbing a lot to the body, and then he'll come up top and then jab him, then go right back down and jab him to the body. The shots that he did throw was the uppercut, and he would throw. He would come around the high guard and hit him with a body shot.
Yeah,
you trying to hit him with the liver shot. Those are the shots he was throwing in the 1st round. The 2nd round, it was, for me, I saw a little bit more posturing from Boots, but the work that Stanionis was putting in, because Boots fought the 2nd round mostly going backwards. I actually was like, you might could give Stanionis that round, but Boots put in that work the last 30 seconds. So
yeah, I mean, out of all those rounds, there was only one round you might have gave to.
It was either the 2nd or 3rd. It was the 2nd or 3rd.
Round.
After that,
3rd round. That was the 3rd round.
The 3rd.
So
that was the only round that. No, I didn't give him any round. I said that was the only round that you could have gave him.
I gave him the 2nd round. The 3rd round, I didn't give him the 3rd round because, to me, even though you caught Boots with that flurry, and you caught him that one time and you threw that flurry, it seemed towards after that flurry, the more effective punches came from Boots.
I'm not, like I said, I didn't give him any rounds. I thought Boots won every round.
I only gave Stanionis the 2nd round.
There was only one round you could have gave to Stanionis. Whichever one it was only one.
It could have been the 2nd or 3rd. It's only one. Yeah.
So are you saying since Boots didn't respect his power, that's why he was just more reckless and not?
I think that's why he was able to get hit in the later half of that fight, because he was taking more chances, because he felt the power and he felt like the dude couldn't hit that hard. Because remember, they was going blow for blow at one point. They was going blow for blow. And like Stanionis would hit Boots with 1 shot, Boots would come back with like three shots. Then Stanionis hit Boots with 2 shots, Boots would come back with 5 shots. They was going blow for blow at one point. I think it was the round that me and AC talking about. I think it was the 3rd round, the end of the 3rd round.
The 3rd round. That's when they was going blow for blow. That's why I was like, I didn't see Stanionis winning that 3rd. I saw him winning the 2nd. I gave the 3rd round to Boots.
I just feel like Boots just do that. I feel like he'll do that with anybody, just not being defensively responsible. Like even Ortiz, and I think he'll definitely get knocked out trying to go back and forth with Ortiz. But I just think that's a flaw that Boots have, like to take risk when he shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been seeing it in like his last.
It could be. It could be, but I don't look at Virgil as a one punch knockout artist neither. I look at him as accumulation of punches. He's he's a better version of Stanionis. He's a better version of Stanionis. Virgil don't give you a lot of footwork. He don't give you a whole lot of head movement. He does give you some head movement, but he doesn't give you a whole lot of head movement. He doesn't give you a lot of footwork. He's pretty much a come forward fighter. He uses the jab at times, but he's a better version of Stanionis. I mean, the boost that we saw last night was the boost. It was the reason why the reason why Virgil team said they need 48 months before they fight Boots. That was the reason why they said they needed 48 months. That version of boost that we saw last night, because when they was at 47 and people asked him about fighting Virgil, Robert Garcia said we need 48 months.
And yeah, that's what they said, and I respect them though, because they said 48 months, and then in exactly 48 months they called him out for the fight, even though it was at 54. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he called him at 154, but the man is at 47.
Yeah, but how you see Brian Norman and Boots going on?
I think Boots beat Brian Norman. I think Boots beat Brian Norman. I mean, everybody's saying, "Oh, Brian Norman this, Brian Norman that." Brian Norman has also been sat down too. Brian Norman has been sat down.
D free.
Yo,
let me chime in real quick. I'm gonna give you my opinion on what I think it was, man. That for Boots is a flashy guy. You're not gonna stop him from doing that stuff where he turned his head, did the flash. You're not gonna stop him from doing, unless he in a dog fight. You ain't gonna really stop him. It's just something that he do, right? It's almost like some and one type shit, like basketball and one when you do all the extra shit. You're not gonna stop him from doing it. But what it was even though he do that flashy stuff, he fought the perfect fight strategically against Stanionis, having that 8-inch reach. One of the factors that's going to be a little bit different is Virgil. His arms is not as long as Boots, but they're longer than Stanionis. So that range, he ain't gonna have that range deficit to overcome quite like Stanionis did. And what Boots did was he minimized when Stanionis was enraged and he touched him. He made a subtle adjustment, went to his body, and used his reach. He created just a small enough gap to where every time Stanionis would try to get that leverage off, he was already out of range. So he capitalized and strategically used his reach in that fight. And that's what won him that fight.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not going to have that with Virgil. Virgil got more power. Virgil is more of a puncher than Stanionis is. And Stanionis, the reason why he might have looked like he had a little bit more power earlier is because most of them guys, they didn't have that advantage, and them guys didn't move. Them guys kind of caught themselves in exchanges. He one of them guys where if you sit there in front of him in his range, yeah, he gonna hit you. He gonna blow. He gonna start opening up on the combinations, but he can only get off ones and twos against Boots. So it was really the reach that he used. So I think strategically, Boots did a good job on that. Now you're not gonna stop him from that flashy stuff, and I think he is hittable to a certain extent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I mean he hittable to a certain extent. But like I said, I don't see Virgil having the success that he has with other people. Like Jerron, I mean, he doesn't have an 8-inch reach advantage on Virgil, but he does have a 4-inch reach advantage. And that 4 inches is still enough where he can hit Virgil and get out of the way before Virgil can hit him. Like I said, if Jerron fights his fight, he beats Virgil. I think he beats Virgil easy if he fights his fight.
Let's switch the opponent. Let's switch the opponent to something that we may think is a little bit closer.
He ain't going to
Charles Conwell versus Boots at 54.
Huh?
Charles Conwell versus Boots at 54, based on his performance last night.
Conwell.
I got to see more of Conwell. I got to see more. He's fighting next weekend. I got to see what he looks like. I got to see more. I only seen one fight from him, so I got to see more of him. He looks like he's a good fighter, but I need to see more of him.
Well, I'm going to say this on his behalf. As far as offense and defense, I think the two of them are on different levels, and I'm going to say I'm gonna give that edge to Charles Conwell. He's definitely a very, very defensively sound fighter. Like the subtle move that he does in his defense, because he does these moves because it looks like he read something that you did. So he did this little subtle move. So when you threw that punch, he was just right there to block it, like boom, boom,
I
boom,
mean,
and then counter.
He a cerebral fighter. He real
Yeah,
smart.
bro. It's it's a pleasure to watch this kid work.
yeah,
You
I
feel
just need
what
to
I'm
see
saying?
more of him before I have a good
So what did you
assessment
think
of him.
about the last fight that you saw from him?
I
Did you
thought he
think
did what he was
alright?
supposed to do. I thought he did what he was supposed to do. That dude that he was in there with wasn't no world beater. He did what he was supposed to. From all of the talk that I heard about Conwell, he did what he was supposed to do. The dude he was in there with was no world beater. He was
Okay.
supposed to
Hey,
beat him that way.
Steel Mills, I'm with you on that, bro. I don't think Boots beat Virgil either. But
Uh,
yeah, I don't think Boots going to 54 no time soon. Anyway, it's too much
Oh
heat
no,
on.
I think Boots is going to 54. It's just a matter of, is these dudes going to step up to the plate and fight them? The other two champions, are they going to step up to the plate and fight them?
Oh, you talking
If
about that
they,
47? Yeah.
yeah, I'm talking about 47. Yeah, I think he will go to 54. It's just a matter of if these
well,
other two. He's going to go to 54. That's not the question. The more question is, when is he going to go to 54? Is it going to be within the next year or so, or is it going to be sooner that? Because I think within the next year or so, he's trying to lock down these other two champions. After that, I think he's going to 54. Now, if he
well,
can't lock down these other two champions, I think it might be sooner than a year and a half.
If he
well,
can't
me
get a
personally, I think he
unification by
gonna.
the end of the year, if he can't get a unification by the end of the year, I think he gone.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Yeah,
this.
that's why
As
I'm in the
far as
same
I'm
boat. If he can't get another unification by the end of the year, he's going to go to 54.
as
Is
far as
he?
I'm concerned, I don't think just the way they was talking last night. When you tell another champion X, Y, and Z, then you automatically shit it on your undisputed, because it's like now we get the question who you fought for your undisputed, because you're saying X, Y, and Z about this guy. Pop believes that he's not gonna fight Barrios. Barrios
Mario's ducking the smoke. You know,
might fight according to Pop, if he come up here,
Pacquiao.
Barrios might take on Devin Haney.
Pacquiao.
I heard the talk of Pacquiao. The one thing that I will say about Mario Barrio, I don't know him to be a duck. Usually when he gets an offer,
he
takes
ducked
it.
Boots before his last fight. He was supposed to fight Boots, and he talking about he was having a kid, and then right when he was gonna be fighting Boots, he fought somebody else on a Jake Paul card, I think. Yeah,
You talking about the Abel Ramos?
yeah, he was supposed to
That
fight
was
Boots.
before Boots had fought Kern.
Boots offered him to fight, and he said he having a kid, so he didn't take it. But then he ended up fighting Ramos.
They was trying to fish around for a fight so Boots wouldn't fight Kern.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is they wasn't giving out realistic offers. Like I think I heard somewhere they offer him like $1 million or $2 million or something like that.
2.2. I heard it was 2.2.
Yeah. I thought it was like so they not
Man,
you gotta understand.
2.7. Something crazy.
No, but what I'm saying is you gotta understand this is a unification fight.
I
This
see Boots. He definitely ain't beating Moratazalia at all. At 54.
You said who?
I don't think he beat Conwell or Ortiz either.
I mean, we'll find out when he get up there. I mean, it remains to be seen. I mean, we'll find out when he get up there. But like with the whole Brian Norman, the offer is on the table. They offered the man 1.7.
I can't hear.
The offer is on the table. So is they gonna take the offer, or they gonna walk away from the offer? It's on the table. So, like with Mario Barrio, you got to come with a better offer than 1.7 or 2 million. because Mario Barrio has headlined cards with Tank Davis and Keith Thurman. He fought on pay-per-view fights. So it's a little bit different with Mario Barrio. He's fought bigger names. With Brian Norman has never headlined a fight, and he's pretty much relatively unknown. So it's a little
Well,
bit different when it comes to Brian Norman than Mario Barrio.
I've always felt that the race would be for Barrios. Whoever got Barrios, it's either you're gonna somewhat give yourself some good leverage to whereas maybe 42%, 43% will come your way, no more than 45. Um, or in Boots' case, it gives you even more leverage to say, listen, this shit's going to be about 20, 30. It's going to be somewhere between 30%. You
No,
know,
I don't think it's going to be either one of those because it's not a pay-per-view fight.
no,
Two.
what I'm saying is as far as what the offers would be by the time these two guys meet for undisputed, if they do decide to, put that undisputed fight out there. You feel what
Oh,
I'm saying? Because
yeah.
on Brian Norman Jr. side, after his last fight, he was saying, yeah, we keep trying to make that Barrios fight, but it seemed like he just trying to stall us out. Maybe he looking for that Boots money again.
I
2 million
mean,
is worth the price for unification, and even they offered Stanionis 2 million and Mario Barrios 2.2, but you offered Brian Norman 1.7, and they was asking for two. And then the fact that Boots last night said, "Oh, we offered him 2 million," he know that's a legitimate offer for a unification fight. So why not just offer him the two? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they probably can offer the two, but like I said, they already have the offer on the table,
You got
and
the
it's up to them to say, "Hey, look, let's go back to the negotiation table."
you got the hype, you got the motion behind you.
They
You
should offer
can
the
the
two.
way this fight look right now, you can offer that man at the very least. I'm just saying, in my opinion, I'm not the people in the thing. I'm just saying, in my opinion, you can offer that man a strong two right now. You feel what I'm saying? To get in the ring for that unification. If you're talking about a Brian Norman Jr. fight, both of you are coming off of good stoppages. You feel what I'm saying? For either one of your fan base, both of them were exciting fights. So at the end of the day, all the hype is there to just, to justify paying this kid the 2 mil or 2.1, whatever he gonna ask, and y'all make this fight.
Um,
That's
I
what
don't
I'm saying.
know. I mean, what was the live gate for this fight he just had with Stanionis?
They said it was like 9 in there. They said it was like 9 in there. But this what I'm gonna say, y'all. This what I'm gonna say. These guys, Brian Norman and Barrios, they kind of have a little leverage because they know that the clock is ticking on Boots, and Boots, as much as he say how easy it is for him to make weight, it's not. It's and it's gonna take a toll. He's not Boots is not really a spring chicken. He's
Yeah.
27, right? And he's a big dude. So they kind of have some leverage in the fact that it's the same leverage that Bud had, knowing that Earl wanted that last strap, knowing that he's going to play Pac-Man and try to get them other two straps, and they have something. They're not going to just take anything, man. And they know that, okay, well, they could play a
Yeah.
little hardball, knowing that he's up against the clock and he got to move. So Eddie got to be real strategic, and he got to be kind of aggressive and it got to be some compromise a little bit. Because you could say, oh, well, we could sell this and we could sell that. They could just hold out because they have the luxury of not being on the same label as him, and they can play a little hardball. So it's really going to be the pressure is on Eddie. The same way Eddie's pressure was on to make this Giannis fight. It's a little bit more pressure. It's like, yeah, you got the numbers in the back end, but them guys know that they got leverage and you up against the clock because you getting ready to have to go to 54
That's what
sooner
I'm
or later.
saying. That's what I'm saying. A strong two, just to start talking.
It could come down to that. It could come down to that. But see, the thing is, it could backfire on them as well, because you sitting here playing hardball and you go out there and you take a fight and you lose that fight. Now you're out of the bag.
Yeah,
Because
it's a game. It's a game. They playing chicken. They
you're
are
out of the
playing
bag
chicken,
because
but
Jerron Ennis is the one with the name. I mean,
The
they
first
don't
person
really.
to blink. It's the first
They
person
don't.
to
They don't
blink.
know
So
who
I don't
Brian
at the
Norman
end of
is.
the day, I'm telling them like this. Give me 2.1, 2.2. I swear to God, I'll sign the contract. We get this fight on.
I don't like the energy coming from Boots' team though, because they already know they asked for 2, and then Boots pretend that they offered them
You
2.
got everybody's offer has to be
Yeah.
at has
And
to
then
start
look,
with a 2.
Boots said that he took a pay cut to pay Stanionis, but he didn't take a pay cut to make the Brian Norman fight. So it's not really matching up like that. It's just like why they not trying to make that fight?
Bro, he got everything.
I'm now. Let me speak on the Brian Norman situation. I had Brian Norman Senior on my platform. We interviewed him multiple times. He's been on our platform multiple times. The thing is, with the whole Brian Norman, that fight was not going to happen.
right.
If it
I'm glad you
if
said
it
it.
was going to happen, it was going to happen for Brian Norman's belt. Jerron Ennis had already been entered to a purse bid date. Once that
Right.
date has been announced, they cannot take another fight.
That's
If
what
they do, they lose their belt.
Yeah.
Right.
But
So that and Brian Norman Sr. came on my platform. He said it wasn't Jerron Ennis, it was Eddie Hearn. We know that Jerron Ennis want to fight. I speak to Bozy Ennis on a regular basis. They know that they want to fight. It's Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn was out there playing games. So
is
it's
Boots
not
signing back?
Jerron.
Is Boots signing back with Matchroom? Because that was his 3rd fight.
I don't know if he's signing back. I don't know.
If he's smart, he would.
That was his last fight with
Let me just ask this question.
I don't know.
Where else would he go, and what sense would it make for him to go anyplace else?
Where else would he go? He could sign a PBC.
Why would he go to PBC?
PBC wanted him. PBC wanted him, but Eddie Hearn offered him more money.
No, I remember I don't know. Originally, PBC turned him down. They said we don't want him.
No, that's not what happened.
From what Bozy said this. He was like, yeah, when we first was coming up, PBC, a lot of them guys ain't want to deal with us.
No, what it was that PBC had fights that they was offering to Boots, but none of the fights matched up. They was offering him guys from like 140. They didn't offer him anybody that was at 147. So he went to Eddie Hearn because Eddie Hearn was offering him guys at 147.
No, I'm talking like here's the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is because he said what he was saying about PBC in the beginning of Jerron Boots and his career. So Boots gets then signed to Showtime, which still funneled his fights through PBC.
Oh, you talking about the beginning? I mean, maybe they didn't want him at the beginning. I'm talking about right now when he was a free agent, when Cameron Duncan had passed away, and he was a free agent because Showtime had canceled their contract from doing any sporting events, and all those people that were signed directly to Showtime was free agents. Jerron Boots Ennis was one of those guys. He was signed directly to Showtime. PBC wanted to sign him. The problem was PBC didn't offer him any fights that he wanted to fight. So he went to Eddie Hearn because Eddie Hearn was offering him fights that he wanted to fight. So PBC was offering him. I think PBC offered him like two 140-pound fighters, and then I think it was somebody else there. I can't remember the exact fights that they offered, but it wasn't nobody that was going to move Jerron Boots further in his career. It wasn't nobody that was going to move them further in his career. So Jerron wanted to fight for a championship. He wanted to move up and become undisputed. So that's why he went to Eddie Hearn, because Eddie Hearn came with a guarantee offer, and he said, okay, we can make these fights happen for you. So he went over to Eddie Hearn. So if he leaves Eddie Hearn, he can go sign with PBC. PBC will take him.
I don't think I think he, from how Eddie talking though, it sounds like they still for the work together though. So he was like planning his next fight, saying it's gonna be in Philly or whatever. So I guess and like PBC, that'll be a bad move though, because he
did the same thing. He did the same thing for Shakur, because remember, Shakur was supposed to be a free agent.
Yeah,
He was supposed to be a free agent, but he's talking like Shakur is still signed to him.
yeah. I heard that.
So I don't know. Maybe he has that top rank stipulation in the contract, like Bob Erm had. When you win a championship, you're signed on for another fight. Well,
I
Jerome
don't think so.
Buscender just got another title, so maybe he signed on for another fight. Maybe
Yeah,
I don't
knows?
know what's in the contract.
Yeah, who knows?
Because I do know that that's part of Bob Erm's contract, because multiple fighters have said that.
But
If you win a title with Bob Erm, you're signed up for a couple of more fights.
yeah, Matchroom is the place to be though with the zone right now.
I don't know if the zone is where you want to be at, because I mean, well, for Boots it looked like it might be good because there's fights for him to make. But for a guy like Shakur, I don't know if that's where you want to be at. There's nothing over there for you.
Yeah,
it's you stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, except Josh Padley.
See, this is the thing. If that fight does go to purse bid, they already know the only person that quote unquote was going to take the fight was only putting up like somewhere around $1 million for the fight. So,
oh my God, that's what I was cooking on earlier.
I felt like Shakur should have took that top ranked deal, even back then.
Most definitely,
$3 million for 5 fights, because if he made like, I think he made like $5 million against Padley, but
no, he didn't.
He's not gonna make that again, you know.
No, he didn't. No, he only made 2.1.
So yeah, he definitely should have took that $3 million for 5 fights.
Yeah, the purses came out for everybody that was on that card, and that was the first person I was looking for, was what Shakur made, because I didn't really care about nobody else.
He said that's the most he ever made, and he made $2 million with Top Rank before per fight.
Hey, maybe that's what he thought it was going to be, but he got $2.1 million. He got 2.1.
That's crazy work.
And even if he was with Top Rank and he fought Josh Padley, he would have made $900,000 more for that fight than what he got from Turkey.
I heard Bivol only made $2 million too for Better Be. Like that ain't. I mean, that's not really good money for those fights.
And Turkey, and from what I heard Turkey's only offering him $500,000 for the Williams Zepeda fight. He's only offering him $500,000. I don't know how true it is. That's what people said. They said that's what Shakur's team said, that they was only offering him $500,000 to fight Williams Zepeda. When he gave him another number, now he's coming back with $500,000. So according to what they said that the team said, I don't know. It's a bunch of hearsay. Yeah. I don't know how true it is. But what I do know is Coach Shakur did come out and say, the man offered me one number. Now he's not giving me that number. He's giving me a different number. So I mean, I don't know. Like he's in that Devin Haney situation. Remember when Devin Haney was signed? Well, he wasn't directly signed at Matchroom, but
yeah, that shit went the purse bid.
They didn't win that purse bid. They only got 1.4.
Eddie didn't even win that purse bid with Karan. Like they had to work that shit out back because they was down bad. If Karan and them team was stubborn, that shit might not have been in the Wells Fargo. I think the numbers made sense, and they probably, quiet as kept, they probably had to give Karan more money, man. Like Eddie has a history of not winning purse bids. He don't win. He don't be winning.
That's why they said
they gave him $250K more.
Yeah, they gave him more money because they actually won the purse bid. So he in order for him to fight where they wanted it at, they had to pay him more because they was going to fight overseas. And he was like, "Nah, we already got a venue already lined up. How about we just fight here?" And so they gave him more money to fight at the venue that they already had lined up.
Yeah.
Because that venue was already booked for Jerron Ennis. So if they would have went overseas, that whole day would have been lost for that venue because they already booked it. So I mean, it just I like I said, it all comes down to if these fighters really want to fight, they'll get in there and fight. I mean, I just look at the situation with Brian Norman as you never made that type of money. Yeah, you possibly can make bigger bags in the future, but right now that money is being offered to you. You never make that. You just fought on the undercard of Michaela Mayer and Sandy Ryan, and you got I think they said he got like 450,000 for that fight. The fight prior to that, you made 175.
I
So
get that. I just feel like
but
it's worth it if you want to be undisputed. You got to sacrifice something. You can sacrifice an extra 300,000. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want undisputed, you know what I'm saying? So if that's
I
the
mean,
end goal,
but I know I understand that, but we gotta look at it as you got two fighters who basically are fighting to the same fan base because they both black guys. They fighting basically to the same fan base. But they both are relatively unknown. Jerron Ennis, the only headlines that he's ever did was 2 fights at his hometown and 1 in his backyard. Those were the only 2 fights that he's headlined, and they did well. They did well at the live gate, but it was I think the biggest was like 12,000.
12,000. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
12.
So now you got Brian Norman, who's never headlined any fight and relatively unknown. Most people in the casual part of boxing, most of those people don't know who Brian Norman is. A lot of them don't know who Jerron Ennis is. So that's why I said this is not a pay-per-view fight because they're not going to sell well. If you put
hey,
this on
D3.
pay-per-view, it's going to
It
be somewhere
just sound
around.
like to me they want to offer him less than 1.7
But
now. That's kind of
but
how I feel they sounding.
but
I mean,
D3,
you
let me
got to
let me D3.
you got to look at how much money can they generate from this fight.
But let me say
That's
this
the
though,
thing.
D. Let me say this, D3. From a boxing fan perspective, we want to see Boots and Brian Norman, right? But if we take Boots and set him to the side for a second and we look at it from Brian and Norman in them situation, right? The fans are so unforgiving, man, that like he got one of the Infinity Stones, right? And the way his father is, he know how the business was because over there at Top Rank, he was an afterthought. You could tell by how Tim Bradley was brought, like how he broadcast, how he talk about him. They brought that man in there to lose. He kind of
Right,
upset the apple cart because that other dude, Chantillion, he actually had a fan base. Because if you look
right.
at it, they was in his he was like on the Jose Ramirez plan, where Jose Ramirez was turning down title shots because he had that fan base. He know he could sell out arena, much like Boots doing in Philly. They could do that out there. So they was trying to cater to that man's fan base. He upset the apple cart. They keep putting these guys in there, thinking that it's going to be a banana peel for him. And the way Norman Senior, from all the interviews I've seen, they're looking at it like a marathon. They're not going to rush and bend over and take nothing that, because they know how unforgiving it is. Because if you go in there and get knocked out, I'm gonna tell you like this: Stan Giannis might be ingratiated more than Brian Norman, because that's how we are with our fighters. They go, oh, he was a hype job, and the
Yeah,
ship is going to sell on him. They're gonna dig in, and if they don't get something to where it's like we're satisfied with our number, that fight is not going to happen.
No,
Because they know
I
that if he
agree.
get knocked out, like if this shit happened, like what happened to Stan Giannis last night, if that happened with Brian Norman, the boxing fans, especially since he a black dude, they're not gonna open it. They're gonna be, oh, he was a hype job anyway, and they got the voices in media and they got the people in place to paint him like that. They're not gonna forgive him and let him. It's gonna be very, very hard for him to work his way. Look at what happened with Sabril Matias, and he lost to a close decision. He lost to it. Look at what happened with him and how they treat him. He had to go back through the gauntlet again. They're gonna make that man go back through the gauntlet. With the
No,
Normans knowing that, they're not just gonna take anything for this fight.
no. I agree with you 100%. Like I said, he's been on my channel, and that's pretty much what they said. They said my son is only 23 years old. He got a long time in this boxing industry. So we champions at 23. So he not rushing into anything. He wants a certain amount, and if he doesn't get it, they probably not gonna take it. I'm hearing that they thinking about taking that fight over in Japan, but
Yeah.
I mean that could be a bad move because we've seen what happened when guys go over there to Japan. They usually don't come back what they left with.
And speaking of Tim Bradley and the Brian Norman fight, when Brian Norman got offended, that fight, it wasn't even about Brian Norman Jr. Tim Bradley was talking about Brian Norman Sr. in the corner, and I agree because I'm pretty sure a lot of people, a lot of us agreed that he wasn't giving him good advice, telling him he got to figure it out, this and that. That was that fight. That's the fight that he said Tim Bradley was talking bad about Brian Norman Jr., but he was talking about Brian Norman Sr. and he was giving him bad advice. So, they got that's miscommunication, man. And I agree with Tim Bradley on that though, because he wasn't giving them good advice that fight.
Let me just ask you this question, D Free. So, Jin Sasaki is my guy. I loved how he came and did the whole traditional challengers joined with the little letter and shit like that. Like, yeah, this is on paper, blah blah blah. When he saw Brian Norman and shit like that, I thought that was real crazy, and I loved how Brian Norman handled it and shit like that. He definitely handled it like a true champ and kept it a beam with him. Like, yo, if I can't get a unification, I'll be happy as hell to fight you. You feel what I'm saying? So what if he goes over there and beats Jin Sasaki in Japan, like stops him?
If he goes over there and stops him, that's good for him. To be honest with you, I didn't even know who the Japanese dude was. I had to do some research. I saw him up in the ring. I didn't know who he was.
Yeah, his only loss is to Andy Hiroka, and Andy Hiroka is a problem at 140.
I had to do some research. So if he goes over there and he stops him, like I said, that's great for Brian Norman. It doesn't really boost him, but it doesn't hurt him neither.
But globally, I'm gonna say it
what's
like
up,
this.
Tony Reviews? I see.
I'm gonna say it like this. Globally, I think it helps him because globally, your name is bigger than Jerron Boots Ennis, because you the guy who went over to Japan, and who else is gonna cover that outside of the U.S.? Sky Sports Group,
I don't
aka
think
the Zone.
that much bigger though. Even if he do stop him, like.
But globally, he'll have a bigger name. Globally, he will have a bigger name because I always feel when you travel outside the country, you feel what I'm saying, and you get a great win or whatever. This is why I felt people like Floyd Mayweather, Errol Spence.
I agree with what you're saying, AC. But outside of Japan, who actually think that the dude is that good of a fighter?
Right.
Jin is ranked number one.
Not big though. He's not.
Jin is ranked number one, and I think he's ranked number one in Japan in that weight division, and I think globally he's in the top 10.
But he's not.
But what I'm saying is, I understand what the Boxing Association has him ranked as. I'm talking about outside of Japan. Who else thinks that he's that good of a fighter? We understand what the fight. I never seen him fight.
I think he's that good. I've been a guy who's been big on him. Just like I've been looking at a lot of Japanese fighters, like I just said, Andy Hiroka, and you got I forgot the dude's first name, but his last name is Taraji. He's down at 115 and shit like that. He's looking to fight Bam Rodriguez. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm following these Japanese dudes because I noticed something to whereas I seen Top Rank starting to cover more Japanese fighters. You feel what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, why are they doing this?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't getting up at no 5 o'clock in the morning to watch these guys. So
right.
I'm just not watching.
I ain't got time for that shit.
I watched a couple of them. Like when Monster came on, there was a couple of guys because I was already up, so I was like, let me put it on because I remember that this fight is coming on, so I put it on, and I'm sitting there watching them. I'm like, okay. all right, this dude, he look like he decent. But then for the most part, I'm like, okay, yeah, these dudes are fighting, but they're fighting those guys. They fighting those guys that's over
Right.
there.
Exactly.
They're not really mixing up the competition. So it's like you can't
Yeah,
really judge them
it's
because
in a bubble. That's what I
yeah,
say about Japanese boxing. It's in a bubble, but that bubble is spitting out world class competition in the fact of this young guy Taraji. Then when you look at, I don't remember if it's 110 or something like that, or one. It's one of those super lightweight divisions where every one of the fucking champions in that division is Japanese, and
yeah.
I'm just like,
It's only two guys in Japan that I'm actually looking at, and that's Monster Inoue and Nakatami. Those are the only two. Jun Nakatami. Those are the only two guys that I'm looking at from Japan, and they about to fight each other. So I want to see how that mix up
yeah,
because
I D free. I'm gonna say it
Hey,
like this.
it
I
was
got
nice chopping it up with y'all. I'm finna get ready to hop off though, man.
yeah for sure.
Salute.
But I'm
uh,
gonna just say this
One
real.
love.
I'm gonna just say this real fast. Um, I stumbled on this documentary about Japanese boxing. You feel what I'm saying? And um, what I found out, they got like junior high school and high schools for boxing. You study, and then when you get home, you train for boxing. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. You feel what I'm saying? So when you look at a program like that, the last time anything similar to that existed was like the Russian and the Cuban Olympic boxing academies and shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? So for me, I was just super impressed with it, and that's what made me start to even look at more Japanese fighters because I stumbled on that by just uh, looking at Jin Sasaki,
yeah,
and then there
I
was
just
this.
need to see them fight other styles because they're fighting all the same styles majority of the time. So you get accustomed to fighting against a certain style. Then when you put a different style in there, then you're like, oh, these dudes ain't really built like that because they having a hard time. They struggling with a guy that has a different style because they so used to fighting the same style because all those guys pretty much fight the same way. They all fight real fast and they throw big hooks to try to stop their opponent. They all pretty much fight the same way. So it's like, okay, let me branch out because I'm cool with fighting this style. I know how to fight against that style. Let me go fight some other style. Let me go around the rest of the world and see how these guys fight and better my craft. Because when you get stuck on fighting the same style, you pretty much limit yourself. You put a hamper on your growth because you only used to fighting that style. After a while, you ain't gonna be able to do anything with anybody else. That's why I want to see. I mean, that's why I like the fact that Monster in a way started fighting more of the rest of the world, even though that they were having to fly over there. He was still mixing up the different styles of fighting that he had to fight against.
But
Like,
this is what I'm trying to tell you. When you go when you go to the rankings, boxing scene or whatever, and you scroll down to the like the super lightweight and the featherweight divisions, you're going to see who is dominating in fields of heavy Spanish dudes and some Chinese dudes and some Filipino dudes and all of this other stuff. Uh,
yeah,
you got these Japanese fighters who are now dominating in complete divisions. Every champion is Japanese or three, no matter what. And most of that, it's no less than two Japanese champions.
yeah. I mean, I know that because for that size, Japanese or those demographic of people are are usually smaller guys, so they can make those weights because they're usually smaller guys. That's in their genetics. They're going to be small. But the only other people that can be small like that is usually like Mexicans. You might have a couple of Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. They're usually going to be small.
And some Filipinos. So
so when you start thinking about the Europeans, the Africans, the Americans,
they are anomalies to be that
they
small, bro.
normally bigger.
Come
they
on,
normally bigger guys.
D, that's not even fair, bro. That's not even fair. Unless you talking about some fucking pygmy tribe coming out of Africa, a 5'3", 118, 110-pound black dude, you just not gonna get that.
No, no.
You feel what I'm saying? Europeans are dudes that are not even that small. I mean, probably the smallest European you can get down to is like maybe 126, and that was Loma, and Loma didn't even exist at that weight for too long.
Like Gary Russell was at 126. His younger brother was at 122.
But they're anomalies. That's what I'm saying.
They're not going to be. They can't get down no further than that. That's the small, and that's only because they're not that tall. Gary Russell is like 5'4", 5'3". His brother is like 5'6".
D, how many? Just in general of being in your hood. I live in the city. I don't see that many little short, black dudes like that.
No, you're not. You ain't got a lot of. You don't have a lot of crushes out here. You don't have a lot of crushes out here. Crush is 5'5", but Crush is every bit of good 140, 150 pounds.
Yeah.
Now he probably could get down to 126.
Yeah. See, we both.
But you don't normally, especially of this generation.
You gotta be
these
young,
guys
bro.
that's coming out at 5'5". They're coming out the womb at 5'5".
You have to seriously be young in order to do that. Like you ain't reached 27 yet. You feel what I'm saying? You look at like Shushu. Shushu might be that guy that stays, don't fight no heavier than
Shushu ain't gonna be at that weight too much longer. I give him maybe another year. That man has been stripping down to his draws the last 2 or 3 weigh-ins.
No, but what I'm saying is like you got Shushu down there. You got who else can be down there? What's Oshaki Foster, and Oshaki is a little bit older, but what I'm saying
Oshaki's at 130 though.
Yeah, he's at 130 right now, but these are naturally small dudes that are just like, to me, the anomalies. Or maybe I'm just tripping because I just be looking at all these big ass kids these days. You feel what I'm saying? But
yeah, I mean Oshaki is he's a small guy, but he also cuts a lot of weight because Oshaki walks around like around 150. Probably close to 160. That's what he walks around at.
Out of here, bro.
Oshaki's like 5'7", 5'8". He's not that small of a dude, bro. He's like 5'7", 5'8".
Damn.
He walks around probably somewhere around 150, close to 160. So he cuts roughly around 20 pounds or so to get down to 130.
That's crazy work.
I mean, a lot of these guys, like Shushu walks around like 150, 160.
Damn.
You got Shushu 5'9", 5'10". That man is not walking. He's not walking around at 130. He's not walking around at 130.
Bro, I couldn't get down to 130 if a nigga paid me to. Not even at like when by the time I turned like maybe 14, 15, 130 pounds was a thing of the past, bro. I was already at like 150 something, almost 160 pounds.
Yeah, I mean a lot of these guys, like I said, a lot of these guys they cut a lot of weight, so it's not something that's unusual. Like when you start seeing dudes cutting 40 and 50 pounds, then you say, okay, hold up, you're doing a little bit too much. But majority of these guys are cutting somewhere around 20 pounds. Majority of them, somewhere right around 20 pounds. They cutting right around that much weight. They get when they go into their weight, they training camp. They cutting around 20 pounds to get down to the weight they need to get down to. Like Jerron Ennis walks around probably like 160. He's cutting like 20 pounds to get down to 147.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, all these guys are cutting roughly around 20 pounds. Like Tank Davis, he walks around like 150. He's cutting close to 20 pounds to get down to 135.
But out of anybody that's cutting weight and looking the best as they do it, whatever regimen Tank got, I'd say he's the best at it because he comes in, huh?
Who you say is the best talent?
I would say Tank is the best at it because whatever regimen he has, I like the weights he comes in at, and then on fight night he looks like he rehydrated right at the optimal weight.
And like Jerron Ennis for this fight, a lot of people don't know that he has a nutritionist now.
Yeah.
So this was the first fight that he had his nutritionist in his camp to make sure that he made the weight. He said he made the weight on Tuesday. He made the weight on Tuesday. So when they weighed in on Thursday, they didn't have to worry about weighing in on Friday. That's why it was a ceremonial weigh-in. They was already rehydrating from Thursday, whatever time it was on Thursday that they made weight.
Yeah, so I saw they put Vaseline on him so he didn't look so dry. You feel what I'm saying?
That's what they do. That's what they do now is they'll weigh them on Thursday. If they make weight, they'll have a ceremonial weigh-in on Friday. If they don't make weight on Thursday, they will have an actual weigh-in on Friday.
Yeah.
So if they make weight on Thursday, Friday is going to be a ceremonial weigh-in, so they can rehydrate all the way back up to where they want to be at or they feel comfortable at come fight night. Because now instead of you only having 1 day to rehydrate, now you got 2 days to rehydrate. So it all depends on how these guys take care of their body. If you stay close around your weight, your fight weight, you stay somewhere within 15, 20 pounds, it should be an easy camp for you. Now, if you're getting up there in age, it's not going to be easy for you. You're getting up there in age, that 20 pounds is going to be hell to come off.
Yeah, especially when you making money now.
That's why you start seeing guys that as they get up in the mid-30s, they start moving up in weight because it's being too hard for them to cut the weight. So as soon as they start getting around their mid-30s, they start moving up.
Well, I've always felt that, for me, if you ain't where you want to be, move up when you're 27, 28. Start moving up when you're 27, 28, because if you
oh, this is what I wanted to ask y'all too. Did y'all see the Pro Box card last night?
Hell yeah.
Big shot knockout.
With the knockout. No, this is what I didn't know, though. This is what I didn't know. That whole Pro Box card was put on by No Excuse Promotions.
Lamont Roach and them. I mean,
I didn't know Lamont Roach had his own promotional company. I didn't know that. They put that whole card on.
No, that's the second one they put on.
No, what I'm saying is I didn't know that he had his own promotional company.
Okay.
I thought he was under somebody else's promotion. I didn't know that he had his own promotional company.
That's why, for me, it was like, yo, when he said with the Tank fight, the money is crazy. I ain't got no complaints about the money. I was like, yeah, it wasn't what Tank and them paid you. It's what you making off because you promoting this bitch.
No, see, a lot of people bought into that and they were like, oh, he had a better offer on the table. What he's talking about is he had a better guarantee offer. The offer that he was guaranteed was better than what Tank's guarantee offer was. But remember, you're fighting Tank Davis. You're getting money on the back end.
Yeah.
So yeah, the guarantee might have been smaller, but you wasn't getting no money on the back end for your mandatory fight.
No,
You're
but
getting,
but for your company to be involved in a legitimate promotion of a big fight with the Tank Davis, you're getting some bread. Or
yeah, you're
on top
getting
of what you
promotional,
getting everything
you're getting
else, and that's
promotional fee.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
you
that's
get
what I think he was talking about. Like overall, all the money I'm making or projected to make off this fight, bro, I ain't got no complaints.
yeah, no, he getting promotional fees, and then he's getting his guarantee purse, and then whatever else he get on the back end. Because as a promoter, you automatically get the promotional fees. So that's an extra paycheck that you get that
Yeah,
normal fighters don't get. They don't see that. There's only a few fighters in the sport of boxing that have their own promotional company that get that extra incentives because they have their own promotion company. Devin Haney is one of them. Tank Davis is another one. And I forgot who else. It's somebody else. Oh, Canelo.
yeah,
Canelo is another one. They have their own promotional company, so they get the promotional fees on top of their actual purse and the back end money if they fighting on pay-per-view. So I mean that's I mean, hey, like I said, shout outs to Lamont Roach. I didn't know that. That was something that I found out last night. And I was like, oh shit, this dude making nice moves. And I mean, it was a nice card though. I mean,
yeah,
I saw my boy Whitmire on there, the body snatcher. It was a
yeah. His
couple
fight was good.
of other young guys I saw on there from the DMV area. But that daggone Stephen Shaw, though, that joint was like 1 minute into the first round.
Yeah,
That man had looking like Tevin Farmer on the ropes. That man eyes crossed and he leaned his head back. I was like, oh, he's out of there.
you
He knocked
hit
that man out
Shaw.
of the ring.
You come out and you hit Shaw. Shaw was like, "What, motherfucker? You bitch ass motherfucker." Yo, son, that dude hit him. Shaw took that shot and was like, "All right, I see how your bitch ass want to play," and then laid him out. I was like, "Wow."
I was so mad
He
that
hit
I
that
didn't
nigga
know
like
that fight was
stole
going
on.
down last night because I could have got tickets from Keith Cologne's father to be at the fight, but I didn't know that the fight was going down. That fight was literally 5 miles from my house. They was at the daggone Merlin Live. I'm literally right around the corner from Merlin Live.
That's crazy work,
That's
bro.
like a
Because I was
5-minute
like,
drive.
this is body and D free territory over here.
No, I kept hearing because I didn't know who this dude was. They were like, man, he's 18-1 with 17 knockouts. I'm like, oh, okay, he's a big puncher. I was like, all right. They were like, he's 6'8". I was like, God damn. I'm like 6'8". That's a big dude. And then that man Shaw was like, man, I'm about to knock the dude out. Y'all about to see the old Shaw. That man came in there, hit that man one time. That man took that little stubble step, and Shaw said, oh, yeah, it's over.
He was like, yo, nigga just stole on me. Wow. I'm about to, let me show you something.
Knocked that man, dog. He knocked that man out of the daggone ring. The daggone judges had to catch him. The dude that keep the count had to catch him. The ring girl had to catch him. He got his hand
on his stomach like, don't move. Just stay
He was like, he told them, he was like, look, let me go. I'm all right. They were like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're not all right.
There. Don't move. Right. Don't move.
Your eye is still caught. Wait till it come back straight. Then you can get up. You're not all right now.
Now I got to go back and look at that Lubin. I got to look at. Y'all see the Lubin thing? I didn't see that.
That Lubin versus Holmes. I saw them. They was going at it in the gym because I think Lubin was in the gym first, and then it was Holmes' turn to get into the ring, and they had some words. They end up crossing each other. And they had some words. And Lubin was like, man, I'll fuck you up. He's like, man, what? And he jumped off the ring. I was like, y'all about to fight. Y'all just might as well just wait till the fight. Let's see what happened in the fight. Don't mess it up before the fight. I mean, we're gonna see. I think Lubin should win this fight. But Holmes is he's decent. He's still kind of not all there yet. He's not all there just yet.
Oh,
I
thought
think.
So
Go ahead.
who was the main event for that card last night?
That was what was the dude name? I can't think of the dude.
Lighter weight dudes. It wasn't short. They were the co-main. I don't remember.
I'll tell you in one second. I'll tell you in 1 second. The main event for that card last night was Jordan White versus Matias Romero.
Oh, okay.
I don't know neither one of these guys. I never saw Jordan White.
I thought Lubin and them was the main event because
that's coming up in about 2 weeks, I think, maybe next month.
Yeah. What was it? May 23rd or
yeah, I think it's May something.
What y'all think about where Ray Ford at right now?
I see that's the thing. Ray Ford, I couldn't really judge his performance because his opponent didn't do nothing.
Yeah,
this man got hit by more shots than he threw.
Yeah, that was just disappointing. That dude came out all like hard. I was like, oh man, the Gunner man and all this.
But
and
I figured out what it was though. I figured out what it was. Why he looked like that and why he got hit with so many shots. The nigga was being trained by Montana Love.
Oh Lord.
I'm sitting there looking, I'm like, dog, that looked like Montana Love. They were like, nah, that ain't Montana Love. I said, dog, that nigga looked like Montana Love. But he had his hat down real low so you couldn't see his face. But every time they showed his back. And then it was one part, and I forgot what round it was. They showed the side view. And I'm like, that is Montana Love. That's why this nigga looking like that. That's Montana Love training him. I'm like, dog. I'm sitting there like, y'all should not be telling this man nothing but let your hands go. Forget all of them. The high guard, forget the head movement. He needs to let his hands go. This man is down. He did not win not 1 single second of that fight. Not one. That man just kept going like this and kept talking and smiling. I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you smiling at, nigga? You getting hit. Every time you smile, he hit you again. Your daggone eye look like you had a star on your eye. Your joint just sitting there puffy as a mug. I'm like, dog, take some of that Vaseline off. He gonna get hair grease in his eye. And he ain't gonna be able to see. He gonna take a knee and go over and get daggone face fight. Take some of that damn grease off his eye.
Yeah, he had his hands in his pocket, man. He came out and then even in the pressers and stuff, he was talking mad. I hate when they do all that talking and then come out there and leave their hands in their pocket.
I couldn't even really judge how Raymond Ford did because his opponent didn't do nothing for me to say anything to criticize Raymond Ford about. I mean, if I'm going based off of what I see, Raymond Ford had an A+ because the dude ain't do nothing. He literally ain't do nothing. I don't look at Raymond Ford as a big puncher. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, he's a big puncher." I don't look at Raymond Ford as a big puncher. I look at him as he's a dude that if he hits you clean, he can rock you badly. But I don't look at him as a big puncher like that. He's not somebody that I say you got to be worried about his power. I say you don't want to get hit with a clean shot, but he's not somebody that I say you got to worry about his power because he was hitting that dude with shots, but he wasn't getting them out of there. He didn't. I don't think he rocked the dude not one single time. He hit the dude 126 times. The dude threw 125 punches.
Yeah, he more speed and combination, but I think with that dude having his hands in his pockets, man, he should have turned up on him, man. Once he saw a dude wasn't really, that's when you gotta take. That's what's gonna separate you. You gotta take some risk. Now I know he ain't wanna get caught with nothing crazy, but like after round after round after round, when the dude just clearly showing that he gonna hit every now and again. Now he had a couple touches, but like dude, for the most part, he wasn't fighting back.
No,
so
there was one part. I forgot what round it was. It was one time he literally had Raymond Ford in the corner. Raymond Ford was like this in the corner with the high guard. Dude standing in front of him. He fainted at Raymond Ford. Raymond Ford flinched back and then the dude stepped back and reset. I'm like,
Yep.
what? What the fuck is you doing? I'm like, Raymond Ford didn't throw nothing. You didn't throw nothing, but you need to reset. I'm like, all right, this. I said, dog, I don't even want to watch this. This dude ain't doing nothing. I'm sitting there like, okay, we're about to get a good fight because I kept hearing, oh, this dude, he's a tough individual. He's a veteran. He beat former champions before and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, Raymond Ford this is a step up for Raymond Ford. All right. And then I'm looking at the fight, I'm like, who the hell is this dude? Who do they put him in the ring with? I don't ever want to see him on another daggone main event card. Put that man on the prelims or something. He don't need to be in no main event cards ever again. And that was the co-main. That was the bad thing about it. That was the co-main. I'm like, yeah, he don't need to be in no more co-mains at all. At all. But I can't. I mean, I can. Now that you said that, I can. I could take away from what Raymond Ford did because, like you said, when you saw that the dude wasn't really throwing nothing back, you should have stepped on the gas and made this man either one or two things. Either you made him fight or you made that dude quit. One of the two things you should have made him do because he wasn't throwing anything back. That man just kept the high guard. He would throw one shot out of every 15 shots you threw. He was throwing one. I'm like, this is horrible. And this is the co-main. So I don't know. Raymond Ford, I think he's at 130 now. I don't know what Raymond Ford is going to do. You got beat by Nick Ball, and then you didn't go back and try to rematch him and get that belt back. You just said, I'm gonna move up. I mean, maybe it was the weight. Maybe you said, you know what? I felt sluggish in that fight, and the weight is getting to me, so let me move up. Maybe that is it. But a lot of times when I see a guy lose their belt and they don't try to go get it back, it make me think of the lack of heart that they might have. Because I know me, if you take my belt, I'm trying to get it back.
Yeah, I think it was the timing of that fight, and I think it was the timing of that fight because it was a quick turnaround for him, and even though he's a small dude, I think it was time for him to move up. I just see that I think Ray, I hear he decent to me. I kind of like Ray. I used to be a lot higher on him. I think he's a good fighter. I just something happened to where his killer, he got to get back in tune with his killer instinct, but he's been kind of going a little bit through the ring a little bit. I would like to see if Shushu do move up because it was clear if he can't get them guys in there, especially by the end of the year, if he can't get his shot at one of them titles, I would like to see that. I mean, I don't know if Shushu would do that with his first fight going up to 30, but I would like to see him, Fulton, and Ray Ford mix it up. I would like to see all three of them guys mix it up at some point, but Shushu got to get to the party. And I don't know why people don't talk about Fulton and Ray Ford. But them guys got to mix it up at some point. But Ray is kind of in a tricky spot, man, where he kind of got to get some big names. Like it's enough for the these guys, these mediocre whatever type guys, so we can see where he at again. Really gauge where he's at. But the card, man, I seen Zay Quinn. That dude, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. And again, they do speed it up, man. On TV, it's slightly sped up, bro. I was looking at that shit live, and they was slow as hell. And this dude didn't come to fight. Like, that dude did not come to fight at all. But Zay Quinn, they building him. But that Ray Ford was the only one that really went the distance. Like, that was kind of like the boringest fight, for real.
That's crazy work.
But because I'm gonna say this and go, man. I was tired as hell, man. I was tired as fuck. But Boots got a real fan base. I always said I'm thinking he moving up. I kind of thought he was gonna move up. I think now it might be if he can't get a unification by the end of the year, he's definitely moving up. But He do got it. He do. I'm not gonna question him. I'm not. I'm gonna kind of ease up on Boots a little bit now. I'm gonna ease up on him a little bit. Because at 47, maybe a Brian Norman, depending on what Brian Norman do when he get in the ring with him. That's probably gonna be. A little more of a test this Stanionis, even though I am disappointed in the performance Stanionis did. I expected a little more from him. But and I say Brian Norman because Brian Norman got real power. If he touch him, like some of them straight shots, some of them jabs that Stanionis got off, if Brian Norman touch him like that, it's gonna look a little different. But he can still use his feet and kind of, he might still be able to outbox Brian Norman. I don't think he's gonna be able to do all that flashy stuff, even though I don't think you can stop Boots from doing that extra shit in there when he in there. It's just something he do. But I could say he did legitimize himself. He got his quote unquote his rite of passage. People can stop saying he emailed and all this because he did take a belt from a champ, whether or not Stanionis had shown who he truly was or not. He still took his strap from a champ. He's legitimized, and I think it's on him and Eddie, man. It's really on Eddie and if Eddie going to open up them purse strings to get Boots what he say he really want. If not, he's going to 54, and I think 54 is where we're going to really see. We're going to see if Boots can fit in because I think 154 and 140 those are the most competitive divisions in my opinion. As far as any given night, man, depending on who's in there and what the circumstances are, it can go down, man. It can go down. So
I'm gonna be honest with you. From what I've seen from Boots last night, if we can get that version of Boots, if that's the version of Boots that we're gonna see this moving forward, I'm not nervous for Boots at 154. I think the only person that I'm nervous for Boots is Baccarat. I need to see him again because I only seen him one time, and that's when he made Tim Tszyu look like garbage. He made Tim Tszyu look like a little boy in that ring. That's the only person that I would say, okay, I gotta see some more with him. I'm not, like I said, I don't know much about Charles Conwell, so I gotta see more of Charles Conwell because I keep hearing people talk about him, so I gotta see more of him. But I think he can beat Sebastian Fendor. That version of Boost that we saw last night, I think he can beat Sebastian Fendor. That version of Boost that we saw last night, I think he beat Virgil Ortiz. That version of Boost that we saw last night, I think he beats who's the other champion? Sebastian. Oh no, that is Sebastian Fendor, and it's Baccarat. And then the IBF, I believe, not the IBF. Is it the IBF or the WBO? The WBO. I think the WBO is vacant. Whichever belt that Bud had.
Fendor got two. Fendor got two straps. Baccarat got the other one.
Yeah, and there's one more that's vacant. Bud just dropped it. Which one was that? Was that the WBO?
That would be the WBA. I'm looking right now.
That one. I think that's the one that's vacant. So
no,
I'm not nervous. 54? I'm not nervous for him at 54. Now, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of talent there. There's a lot of talent, but I think he's gonna have some fights where he might lose or he might be favored to lose. But I think there's gonna be a lot of fights where he's gonna surprise a lot of people, and they're gonna be like, "Damn, I didn't see that happening." So,
D-Free.
Yo,
hold on real fast. He's still champion at he still got the belt at 54. Crawford. He's still ranked as the WBA's champion. This dude Yoenis Tellez is the interim champion.
And then isn't Jamel Charlo in recess with one of them belts also?
He's got the ring magazine.
He's a champion. He's the champion in recess. He's supposed to be coming back to fight Jesus Ramos, but I don't know if that WBA belt is on the line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he's the champion in recess before the WBA.
There's an interim champion. It's Terrence Crawford, and then there's an interim champion.
But he's the interim champion. But the thing is, Jamel Charlo is a champion in recess. So if the champion is dropping his belt, they can put that belt on the line because when
I
there's a
think they
champion,
did. I think he did drop the belt, which then took him
no,
off the what's the name. He still has the Ring Magazine belt. Like Tyson Fury used that Ring Magazine belt as legitimacy for his fights. Like you
I'm
trying to
not.
take.
I'm not
Go
worried about
ahead.
the Ring Magazine belt. I'm because I mean Ring Magazine that's Turkey's belt. That's Turkey belt. He owns Ring Magazine now.
Yeah,
That's
it's
his
not the
belt.
lineal anymore. It's the Ring
Yeah,
Magazine.
that's his belt. So I'm not really worried about that. Of course he's going to hold on to that belt. He's one of Turkey's fighters, so of course he's going to hold on to that belt. But the thing is, the WBA when there's a champion in recess, usually how it works when there's a champion in recess, whoever the champion is, when that champion in recess come back, he automatically has the right to fight for that belt again. Well, the champion that's the current champion
The
that they
intern.
put in place has to fight the champion in recess to retain that belt. That's usually how it works.
Yeah,
So
this is what we was talking about there with the WBC.
So he might be elevated back to the champion because Bud is supposedly dropping that belt. I'm not sure if he did yet or not, but he's supposedly be dropping that belt. So when Jamel comes back, he could be elevated right back to being the actual champion again
or you
because the
think they'll
champion is
make the
no
fight between, or you think they'll make the fight between him and
yeah, because
Joe
the champion is no
Intelligence
longer there. The
as his
champion is no
return?
longer there. The fight
Because I mean,
Jamel.
I don't really know who this dude Joe. I seen him before, um, but it's like if Mel might make a return and get a belt back on his immediate return, why not fight this interim dude for your belt?
He the one who he just beat J Rock.
Yeah. That's who he is.
But it's a Ronnie Shields guy. That's kind of weird. I don't know how that's gonna work. That's a Ronnie Shields guy. But for D Free, I'm not saying now with all this inactivity with Mel, because I still hold Mel in high regard, regardless how everybody want to throw him away. You know, I still think that he get back in there and get that rust off. And you know, we see what he is. If he's still the Mel that's my guy, you know, I still think he's formidable. But you said he's coming back. He's gonna come back for Jesus Ramos.
Yeah, he's supposed to be fighting Jesus Ramos. That's the fight that he's having. That's next month, or I think it's June.
All
It's
right.
either next month or June. That's the fight. Supposedly, that's what he's supposed to be coming back to fight Jesus Ramos.
So let me ask you something. So an active Jamel or Jesus Ramos, you don't see Boots having no problem with either one of them?
How?
So either Jesus Ramos or active Jamel Charlo, you don't see Boots having any problem with either one of them?
No, I didn't say I didn't name them. I didn't name them.
Oh.
What I said is I said I'm not worried about Boots at 54. I think he'll fit in well at 54 because he still has that boxing ability. He still has the hand speed and he has the footwork and he is a switch hitter. So I think with all of those combinations of talent that he has possesses a lot of problem for a lot of those guys. Jamel, if Jamel is 100%, of course, Jamel is going to be a problem for anybody if he's 100%. It's just a matter of, is he 100%? Jesus Ramos, he can be beat. He can be beat. We've seen that. He was in there with a guy with Erkson Lubin, and Erkson Lubin beat him. Now, a lot of people believe that Erkson Lubin lost that fight, but nevertheless, it was close enough where the judges could gave it to Erkson Lubin. If you felt like Erkson Lubin lost that fight, it was close enough to where the judges could give it to Erkson Lubin. So I think Jerron Boots Ennis is a better boxer than Erkson Lubin. Now, does he have more power than Erkson Lubin? I don't know. That's your opinion. But I think he's a better boxer than Erkson Lubin.
Okay. Yeah, it's a lot of it's to me, I think it's gonna get interesting when he move to 54, man. But I'm off his back, man. He kind of he quieted me down for a little while, man. That's all I really wanted to see.
See, I know you believe Erickson Lubin won. You like Erickson Lubin.
No, I mean, I ride with Erickson. I mean, I'm not like the biggest. I'm not like,
no,
oh my
I'm
God,
talking about Southern
but
Teeth. I'm talking about Southern Teeth.
Yeah, I kind of had I scored that fight in real time, and I was like, the commentating kind of sucked, but I had him winning. I had Erickson winning that fight. I did.
It was a close fight.
It was close.
I'm not mad either way it went. Like I said, there's a lot of people that believe that Jesus Ramos won that fight. They believe Erickson Lubin got a gift. I mean, according to his corner, they believe they got a gift because they was like, man, you need this last round, dog. You need this last round. So I mean, they thought they had lost, and when they said they got that decision, they was jumping for joy. They got up out of there quick. He said he won pretty easy. Nah, that was a close fight. It wasn't no pretty easy, nothing.
It was because of the back end of the fight. I think he took control. He was Erickson Lubin was kind of front running, and Jesus, he came on later on. Like, because a lot of these fighters, man, this is what I'm starting to see. The guys that fall asleep in the middle rounds, it's like they fall asleep at the wheel, and they make it more controversial because I don't know if it be gas tank or whatever, but I think Jesus Ramos kind of closed the fight out stronger, but I think Lubin kind of banked enough rounds early. And when he did,
Lubin fought since they won that fight?
No.
That's the thing that I'm missing. I'm like, damn, have Lubin fought since then?
Because I think people be they be kind of ducking Lubin. I gotta give him. I think they be like, well, why should I? He lost. They play that game. It's like, nah, you got to do like Mel did, where he ran the gauntlet.
I think Lubin got dropped from PBC because he's on Pro Box now. That fight is on Pro Box. I think he got dropped.
He ain't with Cunningham no more either, though. So, he with that trainer from Pro Box that pretty much trained a lot of them guys from Pro Box, but. With 54, man, it's some dark horses. You still got Conwell, who's like highly avoided. You got Bakram, who nobody would say his name. You still got Boachuk, who really I think Boachuk really won that fight against Virgil. You got Virgil himself. I don't know what they're gonna do with Madrimov, but you got Fondor, you got Diaz.
That man been out of the ring for almost 2 years.
Yeah. They are avoiding Lubin, man. That Lubin could put you out, man. They are, because think about it. Lubin got stubborn against Erickson Lubin got stubborn against Fondor. He got stubborn and he stood right in front of him for way too long. You know what I'm saying? He was in the danger zone for way too long, and it took Coach Kevin Cunningham to call that fight, to call it off. But Lubin actually he dropped Fondor. He made him take a knee. So had he been back on his boxing, because Lubin still got some power, you know. So and people were using that. They do this. Let's not play games like they don't act like, oh, what does he have to offer? Or what does he bring? Even though it's still the legit tough scrap. Lubin ain't no walk in the park. People look at the fact that what happened with Fondor and the fact that Mel knocked him out early, and they discount him off for that. But like, people was not signing up just to jump in the ring with Lubin. They not, you know what I'm saying? He's still a formidable guy, man. He got to get his opportunities in, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'm talking to the Mexican boxing dude.
That was September of 2023. Damn, that's a long ass time to be a champion and you ain't fight a mandatory. That's what I'm trying to figure out. He was a champion. Was he? No, he was an interim champion. He was an interim champion. He
didn't capitalize on his momentum after the Ramos fight, and I don't know why. He didn't capitalize off that momentum when he edged that fight.
Yeah, he should have capitalized on it, because that was. I mean, well, I ain't gonna say he should have capitalized, because I don't know what happened behind the scenes, why he didn't get any fights lined up after that. I mean, worst case scenario, I would have said, I mean, if they're not trying to give me no more fight, let's run it back with Jesus Ramos so I can show y'all that I beat that man convincingly. I mean, I'd have did that just to stay busy, because that man hasn't fought since September of 2023. So, I mean, and the dude that he's about to fight, this dude just fought. I just seen him fight. He fought 12-12-24. He fought Edwin Hermain Jr. Edwin Hermain Jr. Whoever that is.
You talking
He
about
just fought.
Adriel Holmes? You talking about Adriel?
Yeah,
Oh, you talking-
Adriel Holmes. He just
Yeah.
fought in December of 24. So he's 17-0 with 6 knockouts. He's not a big puncher. So, I mean, he probably get beat up by Erickson Lubin. He's not a big puncher. You ain't got Erickson Lubin ain't got to worry about nothing. He probably beat him up. Probably beat him up. I'm just being honest.
Out of what's the guy name you said again?
Adriel Holmes.
Adriel Holmes. Yeah.
Yeah, he probably get beat up.
But you got Thurman back. You got Thurman back. You got Zoo. You know, Zoo got his little confidence back. Even though I don't take much from that Joey Spencer, that was to make him look good. That was, I don't know why they did Spencer like that, but 54 is competitive, man. It's any given night, man. Them guys, it ain't no walk in the park up there for none of them guys, man.
Hey, tell Roger stop ducking Xander. Tell Roger stop ducking Xander.
I think Xander about to get. I'm gonna say it now, man. Xander about to get the shit beat out of him by Fundora, bro. That man ain't got no. He ain't really got no power like that.
I don't know. I don't know.
Hey man, he gonna get. I'm telling you, he gonna get brutally knocked out, man. That dude that he last fought, that dude, he could take a licking and keep ticking, but like. Xander, I like Xander. I don't want this to be no slander. I like Xander. He's a wholesome guy. He's active. He's whatever. But like, if you start asking Xander, Xander against Conwell, Xander against Bakram, Xander against Virgil, Xander against I don't know if he got enough power for them guys, bro. I don't know if he got enough power, man. I think he's gonna get brutally knocked out by Fundora. But I want to see the fight.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not. I mean, if Sebastian Fundora beats Xander, so be it. I'm just not overlooking Xander because Xander, that little 22-year-old Puerto Rican, might surprise a lot of people. Might surprise a lot of people.
Cause who is he for? Like, okay, this is my question for Xander. You know he over there on Top Rank. It's like, who did he fight that makes it? Because like, how you think? Let me ask you this straight up. Can he beat Charles Conwell right now?
How did he?
No, can he?
Say that again.
Can he beat Charles Conwell right now?
Oh, can he beat Charles Conwell? Who knows? Like I said, I can't really judge Charles Conwell because I only seen one fight of him. I can't really assess that because
you know that's the dude that sent Patrick Day up, right?
That's who bring up.
You know he sent Patrick Day up, right? Like rest his soul. You know that's the dude that sent one up.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I only seen one fight of him, so I'm not going to say that he's this great fighter. I'm not going to say he's an okay fighter. I'm not going to say he's a trash fighter. I only seen one fight of his. I need to see him more. I mean, I can go back and watch old fights of him, but I mean, like I said, I want to see him live. I don't want to go back and see old fights. I want to see him live because those old fights are what he did in the past. He might have made improvements, or he could be fighting the same way. So I want to see what he looks like currently. So I like I said, I want to give a true assessment of Charles Conwell. So I'm not going to say that Xander can't beat him because we don't know what happened on fight night. Xander could be on his A game and Charles Conwell could be off, or Charles Conwell could be on his A game and Xander be off. We don't know what happens on fight night.
Hey, Pop.
Right?
Pop. Where Pop? Gooch. Is Gooch listening? Pop.
Pop probably drinking something.
My man.
Gooch. Can Xander, like, where you at on Xander? Can Xander beat Charles Conwell right now?
Yeah.
Huh?
I don't think so. Me personally, I don't know, bro. That's
Well, where do you gauge Xander on the map as far as all these other 54s? Like, where do you put him at? Is he ready?
I don't think he is yet. That's just me. I think he needs a couple more. But then who would be his next one to getting ready? Is the question for me.
If Castaño will come out the bushes, I don't know what happened. I would like to see that fight. I think
Man,
that's
that man retired. That man
he
retired.
did.
He had to. That man had that. It's been what, 4 years?
Right. If they ain't fought 4 years, they might as well retire. That's how I see
Yeah,
it.
it's been like 4 years since he lost to Jamel Charlo. That was in 2021.
I would say him
And that was
Lubin.
like
Put him in there with Lubin.
that was like January of 2021 or February, somewhere around there.
You can
Let
get
me go back and look.
can he beat Zoo? Can Xander beat Zoo? Can he beat Lubin?
I think he could. Will he is a different story. I think he could beat Lubin.
What about Tim Zoo?
I think he could beat Tim Zoo too.
What about Boachuk?
Burchak, that was the one that fought Virgil. Yeah, I think he could beat him.
Well,
I'm not
okay.
worried
Well,
about
by
that.
your standards, he ready then. Okay, he
I
ready.
I think he is ready. I think he is ready.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Yeah, Brian Castano.
Who would it be?
No, they fought in 2022. The second fight was in 2022. He fought May of 2022 was the second fight. So it's been 3 years. It's about to be May now. It's been 3 years since we saw Brian Castano. He hasn't fought since then. He only had 20 fights. He got one loss to Jamel Charlo and 2 draws, 17 wins, 12 of them by knockout. He hasn't fought since Jamel Charlo, 2022. So it's been 3 years. So I don't know. I think that man retired. You sit out 3 years and you took one loss. You sit out 3 years, you done. You wasn't that active as it is. This man fought in the amateurs with Earl Spence. This man only had 20 fights.
Oh yeah, his career. Yeah, that's a wrap for him.
Oh, I was asking you, Pop. Can Xander beat Charles Conwell right now?
No.
Can he beat Tim Zoo?
I give him Tim Zoo. Yeah.
Can he beat Fundora?
That's what he's going for. I don't know.
Can he beat Lubin?
That'd be a good scrap. I'd love to see it.
Boachuk?
Can't beat Boachuk. I think he could.
What about Jesus Ramos?
Now that's a good fight right there. Him and Jesus Ramos, that's a good fight.
That's a good fight. The thing with the thing with him is Xander could, but I mean they got him in position to where he could get a title shot.
Yeah, they ain't gonna look back. It's gonna be title shot or somebody that's just got a name to keep him active. They not gonna risk the biscuit.
Yeah, I think like Charles Conwell is not in position for Xander to fight him right now. Charles Conwell is still trying to make a name for himself. They got Xander in position right now to fight a champion. So it's either gonna be a big name or he's gonna be fighting a champion.
But he behind Xander though, because after if depending on the outcome, we're gonna see Conwell. He in that line. He number 2 behind Zayas.
Like I said, I mean Charles Conwell, he's not a big name, so that would actually be a step back for Xander. Xander's trying to step forward. And like I said, the diehard boxing fans outside of myself, the diehard boxing fans, they know who Charles Conwell is. Like I said, I only seen one fight of him. So outside of myself, a lot of people know who Charles Conwell is.
Can he
So
get
it's a
Thurman?
good fight for the boxing fans, but outside of that, I don't know.
Can he get Thurman? Can Xander see Thurman?
I think Xander beats Thurman. Thurman don't like body work. He don't like body work. I think that's what, if Tim Tszyu fights his game plan, I think Tim Tszyu can hurt Thurman to the body. Will he beat Thurman? I don't know. Because at first I thought Tim Tszyu was moving in the right direction until he got in there with Bacnaram. Now I give him a pass with the Sebastian Fendor because it was the cut, the blood was getting into his eye. He couldn't really see that well. They should have stopped that fight in the 4th round. After the 4th round, they should have stopped the fight and went to the cards. I think Tim Tszyu was up on the cards at that time. They should have stopped the fight right there. Say, look, this cut is too bad. We got to stop it. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they deemed it a clash of heads, even though it was an elbow. I think they deemed it a clash of heads. So by the rules, after the 4th round, they can go to the scorecards. And at that point, I think Tim Tszyu was up on the cards. I think his corner let him down in that fight because his corner should have said, look, we already up. Let's stop the fight now. This blood is getting worse. We can't stop the bleeding. It's getting worse. They didn't do that. They just kept letting him fight, and he kept losing round after round once the blood started pouring into his eye. He just kept losing round after round. Sebastian Fedor didn't do nothing else but sat on the outside and just used his jab. When have we saw Sebastian just sit on the outside and use the jab? Never. He did it that fight because he didn't have to worry about nothing.
I think that taught him something, though. I think that fight kind of taught him something, though, that he can't, between getting caught when he got, he was up on the cards against Mendoza, between getting caught by Mendoza and then how that Tim Tszyu fight started, because I put that on Tim Tszyu corner. They could have called that fight and he would have got the dub if they would have called it at the right time, but they let it go on. And Fondor was like, shit, well, I'm gonna stand here and bang because he can't see. I'm just gonna keep putting bugs on the windshield, and when he come in, I'm gonna catch him. So he boxed his way back into that fight. The longer it went, and it was accumulation like always. But if you notice, Fondor started getting he I guess he learned from his sister, and he got back on the outside and started using that jab and boxing. But I think that fight taught him a lot.
Yeah, that's what
I think he grew from that fight.
Tim Tszyu corner let him down in that fight. Let him down. But yeah, I mean, I would like I said, I would love to see Xander versus Jesus Ramos. I think that's a good fight. I think Jesus Ramos possesses power and he's going to keep coming at Xander. But I think Xander footwork creates a problem for Jesus. It's a 50-50 fight to me.
He's high volume. I know Jesus Ramos is a high volume. That's gonna be a motherfucking scrap, man.
Hey, and Xander throw a lot of punches too. That's the thing. Xander throws a lot of punches. He's around 60 punches per round, somewhere around there. So he throws a lot of punches too. So it's an action-packed fight. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I think either guy can win that fight. Because I don't think that Jesus Ramos is a bad fighter. I think Jesus Ramos is a good fighter, and I think at some point he's going to be a champion. At some point, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how soon, but at some point he will be a champion.
Cause that's a big boy. He getting better, man. I'm seeing him add his wrinkles, and he's coming on, man. I wasn't high on him at first, but he growing on me. He definitely growing on me. Hey, Mexican boxing. So this guy, Jorge Perez, you high on him? Because I'm trying to figure out who the fuck is he, because I don't see no name. I don't see nothing on his record. I mean, he got a decent record. I mean, he's 32-4 with 26 knockouts, so he got a simulation of some kind of power. He got 4 losses though, never been KO'd. 6 feet tall, he got a lot of body, and Conwell is like a body snatcher. So what can you tell us, Mexican boxing, about this guy Jorge Perez?
He about to get stopped.
I want to know. Educate us. But in the meantime, yeah, I like that fight, man. I'm a lot of people got a lot of hope in him, man. The Puerto Ricans, they like they think Xander is next. I
Hold on,
think
I'll
he
be right
next.
back.
I wanted to see that Virgil fight. When I thought that was about to happen, I said, okay, we about to really see. And then Virgil went on to fight Madrimov. He hits hard and has a chin. Okay. So we're gonna see this weekend. We're gonna be dialed in. I think people are gonna know because Conwell, man, I don't think he don't get the pub because he's a quiet guy. He don't get the pub that he need, man. I think he's I think he a boogeyman of some sorts, man. I think he is, man.
Charles Conwell definitely a boogeyman. Everybody ain't trying to get in the ring with him.
But yeah, good cook as always, man. I'm still tired, bro. I'm still tired, bro.
I don't blame you. I'm about to get up out of here too, man. This is good. This is a good 3-hour cook.
Yeah, man. So we'll get up, man. Salute to everybody who stopped through, man. And good cook as always, man. Good cook as always.
Yeah, that was a nice session. Nice ass session.
Yeah,
I'm being grandpa cooking and everything in the middle of the shit, bro. So my bad that I put too much into it because it just got hectic for me. I had to put me on mute for a minute. But man, I was listening, man. It was a great cook, man. Great cook.
I appreciate everybody pulling up, man. Hey, Free, anything you want to say before we get up out of here? Free probably on a whole other show. But till next time, man.
Hey, let me say one thing real quick.
Go ahead.
If you catch me on my channel, right, and you think I'm the type, I don't do the whole I'm a mute you and silence you. Yes, I do my format where I go through and get all my talking points out. And then if you stick around and you want to chop it up, I always afford people the ability to get on there and chop it up. Nobody ever really clicks the link. You know what I'm saying? So contrary to popular belief, man, if you got something that's on your mind and you want to get it off your chest, don't think I'm gonna be like these other people that as soon as you start talking and busting their ass, they're gonna put you on mute. No, I'm gonna let you get it all out and we're gonna hash it out. So don't believe the hype, man. If you ever want, if you ever want to see me on one of my lives, just click the link, man. Don't be scared. Anyways, man, salute, man. Salute, y'all. Have a good week, man. Hope everybody have a good, productive week. Peace.
Y'all too, man. And with that, we up out of here, man.
This is supposed to be pretty good. It will be, brother. Beat this out.
Yo, money. You think this race that you know the high power shit?
Brother, we gonna come off like the mob. You understand what I'm saying?
We out here, say the hustlers prayer. We out here, say the hustlers
nigga, all we know is crack sales, incorrect bails, and lost hope. No education, my occupation is selling coke. Sick and tired of being broke, so I got me a pack. You be tricking on these bitches, I be letting it stack. Pulling water, baking soda, and some Yola got me bubbling. Broke my grandma's heart, she heard I was hustling. Something gotta give, yeah, I gotta live. They want me dead on the 12 by 12 with time on my head. Fuck that, tell them niggas wait on that. The 1st to 15th fiends wait on that. He's a few grams short, put some weight on that. Plug through a few extra, he know I'll be right back. It's like that, when they see you winning, they don't like that. 4-4 bulldog, in case I gotta bite back. I need 100 mil before I go. Any day could be your last, boy, you never know. So
we out here, say the hustlers prayer. We out here, say the hustlers prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand. Put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan so she don't need no man. We